live. Hopefully, I didn't mess anything up this time. I'm hoping. I'm hoping. It's wonderful to see all you guys again after a long 5-day break from yours truly. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello, hello, hello. What's going on TikTok? What is going on YouTube? My mic is really low. How about now? I have to make sure that it's not. Let me readjust all my stuff real quick, guys. How about now? It should. I don't want to blast it too much. Here, let's do this. There we go. That should be it. What's going on, everybody? Okay. Thanks, M10567. 567? Yeah. Appreciate that, buddy. Oh, wow. I more than felt that. Volume good here. Sweet, buddy. Appreciate that. What's up? What's up? What's up? I got work in 4 hours. Can't sleep right now. I'm about to get off notification. Yep, yep. Hopefully you can hang out with me. What's going on, guys? We're going to be reading some stories today. These are all stories submitted by you guys, actually, this specific time. How many words we got? We got about, should be roughly about 20, 30 minutes worth of stories. Ish. I got about, let's see, 4? But there's some that are like kind of multi-part. Am I crackling for any of you guys? I'm hearing like static on my end. From Tacoma, that's cool. I'm not too far away from you. Becky. What up? What up? Yeah, I've kind of had to redo my entire setup from last time. Cool, cool. Okay. Awesome possum. All right. If you guys are ready just to kind of jump into it today, I am more than down. Assassin's Creed Valhalla and some, yeah. Syracuse, huh? Wow. No, I've had this channel for a while, Becky. What's up, Slim Tinskin? Jump around. I ain't jumping around, dude. I'm too old for that. Inform Alabama. All right. Yeah. Yeah. So just want to make sure that the setup, everything looked good. And all right. Make sure nothing's all funked out. All right, cool. It's lurking the same. What's up, Midnight Lantern? How's it going, buddy? It's lurking the same. What's Inform Alabama? Spell correct. I'm not sure what you mean. That's awesome. I do, Becky. I do. They all post different stuff. All right. So, whoops. Don't mind that. Gotta deal with this whole camera thing again. We're good. So, the multitude of stories, I won't reveal any names of who sent them, but I'm sure some of you that are on the live chat tonight are actually some of the ones who sent them, since I'm going to be reading yours. I won't name your name to keep anonymity, but you're more than welcome to speak up if you feel like you want to claim ownership of your story. I'll leave it at that. So, one of them is, where was it? There's one of them that's kind of like a multi-part. I don't want to say multi-part, but broken down into several stories. So, anyway. Thanks, Sean. Didn't you already donate to me last time, dude? You're a machine, man. And why does my phone keep doing that? All right. Appreciate it, Sean. Love you, buddy. Banana phone. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Speaking of banana phone, I better turn my. Oh, you know what? Actually, my phone is off. Sound wise. Sound wise. Leech Lake. That's cool. Cool, cool, cool. Yes, yes. Appreciate that, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. Hi. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and jump right into the first story. I can be Q and Aing all day and night, but we'll jump.
Right in.
Whoops, wrong one. Oops.
Maybe this is more appropriate.
Serious, guys. Here we go. And I have not read these stories yet, so I've kind of wanted to hold off on that. So I have no idea if they're bananas or waffles, guys. You sent them to me, so I'm assuming that they're going to be worthwhile. So I will say that if these four stories are not scary, just unsubscribe. Just click off my live now and just unsubscribe, and then block me. Don't. I'm kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that at all. All right. I've kept you guys on the. No, I'm not in Florida. I'm in Oregon right now. All right, here we go. This happened when. Nope. Take two. This happened when I was 17. I was camping with my brother-in-law at the time and my parents. Wait a minute. Okay, never mind. We're good. I recognize the story now. I'm not going to say anything, but I had one of those moments. So, if you were here on live last time, you might recognize the story, but yeah. This happened back when I was 17. I was camping with my brother-in-law at the time and my parents. They were snoozing away in their tent, and my brother-in-law had just fallen asleep. I found it hard to sleep, being away from my cozy bed at home. I just lay there on my back, listening to the sounds of the woods. After 20 minutes, I would guess, I had noticed that all the noises had stopped. I felt odd and even more uncomfortable. The crickets and frogs had all ceased. And then I heard it. A yelp sound, followed by what sounded like a wet crack. Like some small animal had just been pounced on by a large predator. My heart jolted, like when you get startled. I knew I was no longer tired in that moment, and now I was curious of what was going on outside. I fumbled around my tent, searching for my flashlight. Then, I heard what sounded like Velcro being torn, and thought that somebody else in my party must have woken up, went outside to see what had happened. So, I'm sorry, guys. Somebody wrote something in this story. I'm not gonna write it out. I'm not gonna finish this sentence here. Hold on, I gotta go through here just make sure. Guys, come on, man. Whoever wrote this, come on. All right, I'm just gonna X-nay this sentence here. All right, let me. This is supposed to be scary, guys. Come on. I'm having to do some post editing on live here. Where did I lose that sentence at? Maybe I'll read you guys the real version afterwards. But I'm not posting this on my live. Oh, man. Let's see. You know what? No, I think I'm just going to hold off on this story. Maybe, you know what? We'll actually probably read it as is with actually here. You know what we'll do? We'll do this. I'll read this story to you guys, but I'm not actually going to record it. The ones I'm recording right now, I want it to actually be for what lurks beneath. Your doppelganger is here. My doppelganger? Happy birthday. My birthday was like 3 weeks ago, buddy. You're a little late to the party. Wait. Oh, hold on. I gotta go back to the comments. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, it was exactly like what you would think. Guys, I don't think I could read the story without a straight face. I don't think I can, but you know what? I will anyway. Here we go. But I'm not going to actually record it. Yes, I do know what Forex is. I don't know who wrote this, so if you're on live, you should claim ownership of it. Here we go. This happened back when oh, yeah, we got to have the music, right? Make it spooky. This happened back when I was 17. I was camping with my brother-in-law at the time and my parents. They were snoozing away in their tent, and my brother-in-law had just fallen asleep. I found it so hard to sleep. Being away from my cozy bed at the time, I lied there on my back, listening to the sounds of the woods. After 20 minutes, I would guess, I noticed that all the noises had stopped. I felt odd and even more uncomfortable. The crickets and frogs had all stopped, and then I heard it. A small yelp, followed by a wet crack, like some small animal had just been pounced on by a predator. My heart jolted, like when you get startled. I knew I was no longer tired and now curious of what was going on outside. I fumbled around my tent, searching for my flashlight. Then, I heard what sounded like Velcro being torn, and thought that somebody else in my party must have woken up, went outside to see what was going on. So, I grabbed a banana out of my bag from earlier, unzipped my tent, to only discover nobody else was out there, just small crackles of fire that was dying down. Outside of the campfire light was all pitch black, and I could hear the Velcro sound continually being ripped. So I left my tent, followed where the noise was coming from, and I have that rare ability where you can sneak up on someone and give them a scare. In fact, I do it to my friends and family all the time. So I pretty much ghosted on this thing that was making this sound. But when I got close to tearing out louder, and I could also hear wet cracking and crunching, I turned on my flashlight where I thought it was coming from. That's when I see it. And my light illuminated a black mass, crouched down on the forest floor. It looked to be some sort of black wolf, and it raised its head towards me. Just as the light hit it. Its eyes looked white as the light reflected off of them. My heart starting to beat in awe and panic. Then it emitted a low growl. And what was first amazement now turned into a primal fear. As this thing rose up on 2 feet, I couldn't tell exactly how tall it was, but maybe 8 to 9 feet. Me being 6'2" at best. Wide-eyed, this thing was massive, built like a linebacker. It growled louder, and I felt warm liquid running down my leg, down my ankle. Its mouth hung lifeless, small animal, blood oozing down off the beast of its chin. It took one step, as it did, breaking a small twig that broke me out of my trance, and the banana that was squeezed in my hand. I turned, ran, could barely see the campfire from where we were staying. Tears now streaming down my face as this creature following close behind. As I was nearing light, I felt wind brush my back, and I felt my shirt tear. I gasped, still running relief, as it missed my flesh by mere inches. I made it back to the fire, but couldn't hear the creature's footsteps behind me any longer. I was so terrified to turn around, hoping I wouldn't see it staring back at me. But it was, just outside the campfire light. I could still see its wide eyes, waiting for me to return. I could see them, reflecting on those eyes, staring at me, waiting. Interesting. Beside the banana here, I can't see all the commenters. You can't see all the commenters. Hello, 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 hello. A banana, what the? Yeah, we have this thing on this channel with bananas. I'm not really sure what happened. I'm really not. I blame Master Spookums for that one. What's up, loved gotcha? How's it going? So TikTok, we're having a YouTube live stream right now as well, and somehow we're having this banana thing where people are putting in bananas in horror stories and they're implementing them somehow. I thought Master did a pretty good job. I missed the banana part. There was a part I had to omit, Master, where you're like, I squeezed the banana tightly in my hands and it oozed through my fingers. I was like, bro, I'm not putting that in the story. I'm not reading that out loud. I was actually going to read it, but then I forgot that I omitted it. I don't know how the banana thing happened, but it just happened. That's why I said my live streams get pretty crazy, man. They get pretty crazy. So we have a thing too where if the story sucks, it's a waffle, flat out waffle. But if it's a good story, it's a banana. So, yep. But overall, give Master Spookums a hand. He did a good job. Dude, come on, man. That's crazy. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, buddy. That's crazy. M10567. Do I need to buy you a wedding ring now or like next week? What you tell me. I mean, I'm married, but I'm sure my wife would understand given the situation. I mean, I would just explain it to her. She's a pretty reasonable person. Knowing her, she'd be like, go. I knew waffle. Now I know bananas. I'm enlightened now. No, Master. No. Although, I in hindsight, if you would have spent more time just, maybe about the banana, it would have been, the story would have taken a different toll. You were not too gruesome at all. You did a good job, dude. Good job. Yeah, actually, fun fact, I really don't edit anything out. So on my first pass, I hadn't read the story. Like, I kind of like skimmed through it, but I didn't catch the banana part. And then I saw that you wrote the whole like squeezing the banana in your hand. And I'm starting to laugh. I'm like, okay, this is supposed to be a serious story. I'm like, I can't read that. But then I'm like, you know what? We'll go ahead and read it anyway. And then I forgot that I had already edited that out, like just now, like cut out that sentence. And so, yeah. But that's why I try to ad-lib it back in. Wait, what? I think banana is an instance of how big they wish they were. I'm lost. What does that even mean? See you, Nolan. Hi, Mog. Hello from Kentucky. Oh, you're good, Kimmy. We're just, I love the tribute, man. The Moglin monster. Now that's a character. I feel like I've seen your stuff before, Moglin. I mean, like, I think I've seen you on here before. Pretty sure. All right, this next one. I think I have some of these. Some of these were sent to me via Facebook, and then some were sent to me via email. This third one, she's not on. I'm not going to say who it is, but she's not on my chat right now, I don't think. And the fourth one, they are in the chat. Yeah, Master. My thing's pretty close. Pretty close. I think I ad-libbed like a couple sentences in there, but ultimately pretty much the same. Would that even be audible sentences? All right. Again, I'm reading this one for the first time. I have no idea what it's about. I don't know if it's a waffle. I don't know if it's a banana. You guys all have to decide. All right, here we go. Okay. I want to start this by saying to never go too deep into the woods without some form of protection, especially during a full moon. Also, all the names given to my friends in this story are fake, to protect their identity. I have gotten all of their permission to share this with you. This story, also as a warning, has elements of domestic abuse and violence. So, me and my group of friends live in southwestern Ohio. In my group was me, my best friend Joel, our buddy Pete, and his brother Sam. It's a rural area, so the woods were nothing new to us, and we usually went on walks through the woods to avoid everyday drama of high school and our parents. One night, Sam texted us, asking if we could meet up at the woods near my house. Normally, this wouldn't be a problem, but it was already almost 10 at night, and it was a school night. I was a little concerned, but agreed. We all grabbed our hiking gear and meet up a bit later. Sam and Pete were obviously upset by something. So, I wanted to ask, but figured they would tell us later, since it was probably why they wanted to do this in the first place. Joel wasn't happy about being woken up, and made that known to all of us. Sam, why did you have us come out here? It's too late for this. Sam pushed past him, saying he would explain once we were deep enough in the woods. As we were walking, I pulled Pete back, and I asked him what was going on. It's nothing, man. Just some stuff at home he wants to get off his chest. Now, I'm not one to get easily scared, especially when it comes to the supernatural or anything like that. In fact, I grew up watching horror movies with my brothers, and so, yes, they made sure to scare all the baby out of me when I was pretty young. But I will admit, walking through the woods late at night with a full moon isn't exactly my ideal situation. So, I kept my eyes on Joel in front and marched forward like it was nothing. Eventually, we come to a small clearing, and we had camped at a few times actually. We decided this was a great place to rest. So, Sam, why again are we out here this late? Joel had asked, still a little irritated about missing his beauty rest. Sam just looked uncomfortable. He had his arms wrapped around his torso like he was in pain and just kept his head down. Hey man, what's going on? I asked again, trying to sound calm, but understanding. Pete put his hand on Sam's shoulder and seemed to calm down a bit. Then He began to tell us everything. Their father had come home later after a shift and began drinking almost immediately. Things quickly escalated when their mother tried to get him to go to bed. Sam thought he was going to hit her and got in the way. Well, it left a nasty bruise on his ribs, and he had some trouble going faster than a light dog. A light dog? Faster than a light jog. Dude, I'm sorry, Joel had said. I should have guessed it was something like that. This hadn't been the first time something like this had happened. Pete and Sam's father was known as the local drunk. The only reason he was not in jail was because their mom refused to press charges against him. Sam said it was okay, and that he just wanted to get away from there for a bit. Me, being the typical high school pothead, thought it was a good idea to bring out weed. I was carrying it in my bag. Pete decided to opt out, since, he didn't want to get all paranoid out here in the woods at night. So, we had some fun for the next hour or so, until we decided to pack up and leave. Sam was now reluctant to go back, but knew that if he did not get home soon, his dad would start to notice and look around. The way back was normal, until we heard a branch snap just a few feet to our left. We assumed it was maybe a squirrel or, an owl, and kept walking. Not long after, we had heard another snap, this time to our right, and it sounded even closer than the last one. Pete pointed his flashlight, and we just barely caught a glimpse of a massive hairy creature with golden orange eyes standing upright next to a tree before it took off in the opposite direction. To say we were freaking out was an understatement. "What the hell was that?" I yelled. It looked like some kind of giant wolf," Sam muttered. Joel pulled out his flashlight, shone it all around, looking for any other creatures. "There's nothing here. Guys, it was probably just a black bear or something." I wasn't convinced. That thing, whatever it was, looked nothing like a bear. We kept walking, though now at a much faster pace than before. We kept all of our flashlights out and shined them in every direction, hoping that whatever was out there would see us, or we would see it, and hoping, fingers crossed, it would keep its distance. We were wrong. Soon enough, my light caught another one of those things to our left. It didn't run, it didn't move at all, just standing there, breathing heavily through its muzzle. Now that I had gotten a much better look, it definitely was not a bear. It was massive, at least 9 feet tall, matted black fur covering its entire body. Its arms looked too long for its body, and each finger had a claw that looked sharp enough to cut through. Steel, that is. Its teeth were jagged, black at the tips, and its eyes were this sunken, deep yellow. I felt like I couldn't look away. "Guys," I squeaked out, and they all turned, and Sam sounded like he was about to crap bricks. We were all staring at whatever this was, wondering what it is we should do. Should we run for it? Should we stand here? Pete said no, definitely not. And Joel whispered. It wasn't any animal we knew, but whatever it was definitely seemed like a predator, and that means running meant death. I didn't even realize there might be more than one until we heard a snap from behind us. Sam turned, saw another one of them. This one with more golden orange eyes and a scar running down part of its face just a few feet away. Now, Pete asked, "Guys, what do we do?" None of us answered, afraid even the slightest noise would set them off, and we'd be dead. The one in front of me raised its head and started sniffing around, grunting and chuffing like it smelt something. They both got down on all fours and began circling us, moving slowly, but never taking their eyes off us. "Okay, guys, seriously, what do we do?" Pete was freaking out. I had my hand on my pocket knife, knowing full well this would not do much. They looked ready to pounce, but a loud scream went off somewhere in the distance. This wasn't any normal scream, though. It also sounded deep, guttural, inhuman, and from the pits of hell. These two things looked back, then to us, then off in the direction this scream had come from. "Holy," Joel said. "What was that?" I didn't want to stick around and find out. We ran the rest of the way. It didn't stop until we got to my backyard, which, fortunately, wasn't too far away. We ended up staying the night at my place for the rest of the night, refusing to leave the house for any reason. Thankfully, my mom did not mind. We never did go into the woods again after that, at least those woods, and I could hardly sleep there without worrying about those things coming back. Fortunately, I've since moved out, and am now staying in the city away from any forested areas. Joel, Pete, and Sam had the same idea, keeping away from the woods, and we all keep in touch to try and figure out what it was we saw that night. From the research I've done, I believe what we encountered were a small pack of dogmen, or werewolves, whatever you want to call them. We got extremely lucky, and if it hadn't been for that scream, only God knows what even made that, we'd all be dead. 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. It's funny if people start popping in here, they just see a bunch of people posting banana emojis. Nobody understands. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't grab me by the kahunas, but it definitely wasn't bad. The lizards. Actually, guys, I got this one right here. So it's I don't know if you guys have. So I have all my music tracks. Oops, that's the wrong one. I've used that in some older episodes. I don't know if you guys remember that one. That's definitely not the Lost. I don't remember what that one's called. And then we got what have we got here? Whoa, I don't think I've used that one before. Whoa. I don't think I've used this one for an episode ever. If it's in here, though, I must have used it before. That's not scary at all. I made this, I guess, a long time ago. It's called Distorted Reality. Fun fact, that's me screaming in the background. I remember that song now, or that track. Oh, what am I hearing? Oh, yeah. You guys have heard this many times if you've seen my older stuff. This is a track, what did I call it? The Void. We got the Dogman one. I'm trying to find the Swamp one that I did. I've used that for many of them too. If you guys have listened to my stuff, you'll hear these. Fun fact, that one, if you guys have ever played Resident Evil 2, I wrote that, whoops. I wrote that while being inspired by the police station, Resident Evil 2. A little fun fact. And then Evil Swamp. This is my reptilian track. It was down in the swamps. I looked down there with my flashlight one night and I see this big old gator coming up. But it wasn't a gator. It was my ex-wife. Still as ugly as ever. Alright, what's the next one we got, guys? You know what? This mic needs to be plugged in. There we go. Now TikTok can hear me better. Swamp monster music. That's cool. Midnight Lantern. The Void. I can send it to you, Midnight. I made that a long time ago, buddy. Banana Gator. Banana Gator. Oh, thanks, Punchy Pants. I appreciate it. So, answer me a question, Punchy. Are your pants punchy? Or do you have pants that have been punched? That little squeak? That. Yeah, that is my mouse. Squeaky mouses drive me crazy. I do not know how to get the squeak out of a wheel. Swamp monster. Yeah, let me see. I also have, do I have, no, those are the ones. The other ones are the crickets and stuff like that. I thought I had like an ocean-based one. I thought that was the Lost at Sea, but I don't know. I guess I was wrong. I made a bunch of these like a long time ago, and then I was like, well, I'll just alternate between these. And anyway, it puts the lit in it. Wait, what? Yeah, for sure. So for the next story, you guys tell me what background music you want. For the actual episode that we're going to use, it'll probably actually just be the. Joel, my ears. Hold on, I had a bunch of stuff going on at the same time. And I got to mute it all. What else is? Can you guys hear that? Is my phone making that noise? I don't know what's doing that. I don't know how I. Maybe with the deeper tone, possibly. Where's my thing? Oh, here's my thing. Come on.
Is this what you're wanting? I know someone's subscribing, but I'm not sure why it's popping up on the mic. The tap dancing turtle. I'd pay for that. I'd pay to see that. Subscriber music. Kevin, I'm not doing that right now. I hear that midnight. All right, Kelly, let's get into the story.
Poor Kelly. She came for the story, but she just got laughs. Probably not even laughs. Probably annoyance. She's like, God, why does this guy get his own platform? So annoying. Just read already. You know what? I don't blame you at all. All right. Here's this next one. Nope. Hold on. I got to find out real quick why this is. Oh, that's why. Okay, we good. Ready? Wawina was an alternative high school in the inner western suburbs of Sydney, Australia. It started out as an old shipping terminal in Balmain and moved to Callan Park, which is also a mental asylum, halfway during my time there. So, this is a true story, and I have more. This is not really paranormal, but creepy and sad. What's up there? We had just moved to the Roselle Hospital, which is a mental asylum, 1983 to be exact. A bunch of us, 15-ish kids, wandered off from school looking for an adventure. I was in 10th grade at the time and was always up to no good. We noticed days before that there was an old chapel there, all boarded up. We managed to peer through the gaps and in the boards through the stained glass windows to see stacks of dirty chairs and a stage and more dusty furniture. Above the stage at some height, there was another round stained glass window. This had a ledge about 3 or so feet wide. We pried off some boards when we noticed a small door behind them. We pushed the door, and to our surprise, it was not locked. We got in. Our group consisted of about 8 or 10, I can't fully recall the number, of us, clambering in through this very small 3-foot door into the chapel. We thought, how cool. We have another hideout from the teachers, and of course schoolwork. A couple of the kids had joints, and they wanted to share with us, and they all commenced to light and hand them around. We all sat in a circle, polished off the floor, covered in dust, and talked and teased each other, as kids of that age normally do. One of the group then noticed a rag-type thing hanging from the circular window above the stage. It looked as if it was attached to something. A few of the taller people, I was very short and tiny at the time, grabbed the chairs and stood on them to get a better look. They saw a mass of what looked like material and what looked like a suitcase up there. We all chatted for a while, trying to work out what was in that suitcase and what it was doing up there. Then somebody got the great idea to do a human pyramid below it. Send a tiny me up the pile of human beings to go have a look. They tried a few times to keep themselves together, and once they steadied out, I began to climb up. I wasn't really looking forward to going into an area, but all just concentrating on getting myself up on this human pile. I saw the ledge and managed to pull myself up and sit on it. I turned around, and to my complete horror, and I bloody well screamed, I saw a mummified human being sitting there next to the stained glass window. It was curled up, knees against its head. Its head was definitely a man's. The skin looked like old leather and split all over of the place from exposing bone. Eyes sunken in, teeth exposed, with dried up lips peeling back. Reddish short hair, and looked as if he were wearing pajamas. They were all stripped with faded blue lines. One of his bony hands firmly gripped the suitcase. I called the full description down to the human pile beneath me, and I looked down to see the pile, my way down, melted away below me, as my school buddies realized what I was telling them. I then looked closely at the suitcase. It was very old, possibly the 1940s, and had an Australian Army emblem on it. It was brown and leather, pretty dusty, but no matter how much I tried, I could not get myself to pry his hand away from it. I then called down to my friends and begged them to get me the F down from here. Eventually, they were able to get themselves together enough to make the human pile again. I quickly scrambled down. Then, I told one of the guys at the top to have a look themselves. I was in total disbelief at what I'd just seen. The pile shifted a bit as one of the smaller boys at the top started to look. Then a scream of horror. Next thing I knew, the whole pile of people were on the floor, all looking sore and bewildered. We stood around talking about what to do. If we got help, we were basically turning ourselves in for smoking and a break-enter. For smoking and breaking and entering. We finally came to an agreement that the man needed to be found and went back to school and told them the whole story. Police came, statements were taken, warnings were given to all of us. The school made each one of us call our parents to tell them what we had done. But before that, we begged the police to find his family and to please come back to tell his story and how he died. We felt we were owed that. Well, we finally found him, and we needed to know if his family had peace. We didn't think any more about it until 2 months later. All of the group were suddenly ripped from class and asked to go to one of the rooms for a chat with the police. I have to state that many of the kids there were very troubling family situations, or had very bad experiences with the police. I was one of those who hadn't, but still was trembling, thinking I was going to have to go to juvie or something. Anyway, we all got there, and the cops were solemn looking. I thought, oh. Anyway, the sergeant then commenced to speak. He told us his name, which I only remember his first name, and it was David. He was a soldier in World War II, and he fought against the Japanese. He himself was a prisoner of war and subjected to daily torture and starvation. Eventually, he would make it back to Australia alive, but suffered from severe shell shock and PTSD. He was then committed to that insane He was then committed to that same Oh my gosh. He was then committed to that same I can't say it, guys. He was then committed to that same asylum. For that, he wrote to his relatives daily on how he just wanted to go home. He escaped his ward after 15 years in the early 1960s, trying to go home it seems, but probably suffered a heart attack or stroke while hiding up in the round window. We then asked the police what was in his suitcase, and the female police officer said everything he had owned. One of us asked her what was that. She said, 2 pairs of pants, 3 shirts and a jacket, 2 pounds in old coins and cash. Then she stated, it was determined he escaped and started a new life somewhere, although his wife and then children kept looking for him. She then said they were grateful to no one for finding him and returning him to them. If I can recall right, I then asked how old he was. She said he was 47. The police left, and we all gathered outside to chat. We figured his body was up there for more than 20 years, alone. We were all very saddened to think that he was alone when he died, and the fact that all he wanted was to go home to his family. Then, months passed. The school was putting on a nightly performance. Parents there were applauding us. The night went really well, we all thought. Everything seemed normal, until the dark chapel window started to glow light. We could see the dark building through the trees at the top of the hill. We all looked up in shock as just the window where we found the man lit up in such a bright light. It was beautiful, and we all looked at each other and thought the same. The soldier that we had finally found peace. That was a surprisingly uplifting ending. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, that one was definitely more sad than it was, definitely more sad. I don't really think it was as scary as much as it was just, you know. But then this fourth one, I won't name the name, but they're definitely here now. Oh, hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. All right, we good, guys. We good. We good. We good. So, fun fact, I actually bought a thing for this camera so it doesn't have to keep being swapped out, but I left it at my other location, so yeah. Man, I got so much phlegm in my throat tonight. Apologies. Okay. This is the last one of this batch of stories. Good morning, McDonald. And so, again, this story in particular is sent to us by, let's see, are they in the comments? They were in the comments. So, if they feel like saying who they are, well, they can. But anyway, here we go. I don't have a name for it, but we're just going to go. I've worked at Bar Corp for about 4 years now, and during this time, I've may noticed some pretty strange happenings. See, Bar Corp is a shipping company, but don't bother looking it up, as this isn't the actual name of the company. Privacy and all. Bark Corp ships everything and anything, and I do mean that literally. Car parts to plane engines, and regrettably for me, dead bodies. Yes, you read that correctly. Dead bodies. And they aren't always whole. Before I get too far into details, I should probably back up to day one. I was told to be on site at 7 p.m. sharp. Once I arrived, I was shown the warehouse, introduced to a few second shift workers who'd be leaving as I got into work, given a quick tour, and then sent off to work. The entire thing was uneventful, except two oddities. The first, my building is only 2 stories, yet it still has an elevator that apparently does not work. I'd been advised to stay out of it completely, no matter what. I had casually joked about saying, "What if I hear a kitten?" My boss looked me dead in the eye, with a straight face, and repeated very sternly, "No matter what." 2. The closer to 10 p.m. it got, the more skittish my coworkers became. One person even racing to get out the front door at the last minute, before 10. Red flags? Maybe. For me, this place seemed like a perfect job. Work alone, and as long as my work is done, no one cares what else I do. So, red flags brushed aside, I began my night job. Now, the events that transpire from this point are weird, and I'll do my best to categorize my notes over the years and list them in a proper timeline. Perhaps someone out there can come up with a logical conclusion, because at this point, I really don't know what to think about this place anymore. I'm going to start with the warehouse. This is a large 20-foot high rectangular building, roughly 2,000 square feet across by 3,000 feet deep. It's a temporary storage for items that will not fit in our off-site warehouse, or items I have to keep an eye on stuff worth a lot of money, or items like body parts needing temperature checks hourly. At 10 p.m., I am the only person in the building. This is important because our entire building, save for the bathrooms, is rigged with automatic lights and recording systems. So, there, I'm only a month into this job when the call comes in, and we receive a box of parts. After taking the information and care instruction from the caller, I enter to the warehouse to prep for receiving. To my surprise, every single light is on. I brush it off, not fully familiar with how the automated system works here. I remember thinking the cams must track my movement and possibly turn on the lights where the computer thinks I'm going. I'll have to test this later, but make a mental note of it. An hour later, the box shows up. Small enough to carry, 2 feet by 2 feet, covered in frost. I slip on my protective gloves, take the box from the driver, and put it into cold storage. I notice from the corner of my eye the driver poking his head inside the bay door, his face pale and eyes wide. I remember turning to question why he looked sick, but the driver backed away before I could say anything. Before closing the cold storage door, I took note of the packing list, rolling my eyes. Men have such averse reaction to anything dealing with the penis, especially if the subject is castration. I mean, if a box of boobies shows up, I want to be walking around a pale blubbering mass just because I have them. But to each their own, I suppose. Regardless, I still need a signature for the drop-off. So, I exit the back door to find him shaking nervously by his truck. I recall trying to joke at his nerves, but he wasn't having it. Okay, so he doesn't appreciate my sense of humor. It's fine. I hand him the papers to sign, and as I wait, he questions who else is working. We have a brief discussion of my work hours and when everybody else leaves, but he kept looking behind me. By the end of it, I felt this driver was going to return and try to steal my items. Why else was he so interested in who was here? That was the primary fear in the back of my mind, until I turned. All the lights had gone out. Even the rooms on the second floor now lay in dark shadows. The driver said he'd be afraid to be in there alone as he got back into his truck. I watched him go before facing the building again. I again assumed this is going to be the automated system shutting off all the lights, since I'd left the building. With the driver gone and most of my duties that night already completed, I decided to take a break and test it. Since I'd have to check the cold storage every hour or so, it was the perfect opportunity. So, I stepped into the doorway. Only the light directly over me had flicked to life. I'd never seen the lights come on until now, so I wasn't sure if this was normal. As I walked back to my office, the rest of the lights behaved similarly, only flicking to life when I was close to them. I spent the next hour wandering both floors of the building. Every room, each hallway, always the same result. Lights only turn on when motion is close. They seem to stay on longer than an hour, too. By the time I made my way back to the cold storage, the lights were still on from where I'd walked on the aisles an hour before. So, I continued my experiments with the lights and camera system all night. I finally concluded that with confidence, there was no way the cams or lights would turn on if the sensors did not detect motion. 4 years later, and the system still puzzles me. Some nights I enter the warehouse and only one back corner light is on. Should be impossible, considering how many aisles you must cross to get to the corner. There is no way to get to that corner without setting off all the other lights on the way. I've sat to watch the cams, curious to catch something. The outside of the screen will light up red when the camera senses movement. Although I've never seen anything moving. There's a strange flashing floaty light in the warehouse, only visible to the cameras. But for some reason, the overhead lights aren't triggered by it. Anyway, the light system is all I have time to describe right now. I'll get to everything else eventually, but catching up 4 years of notes is a little tedious. I'll post again when I get the next pile of papers organized. In the meantime, what's up with the lights around here? Okay. Yeah, pretty cool. I like that story. I like that story. I like it. It was very thriller. Very thriller. I think that was scarier than the werewolf one. Well, I gotta go back. How old is this man? I'm 31. 31 years old. Old enough to drink and too young for depends. Yep. Sorry, guys. I'm just going back reading the comments. Yeah, so hopefully we get part 2 of that, man. Dude, M10567, man. You are a gift-giving robot. If there's a way I can like add a tagline to your username, that is you, buddy. I thank you, man. I appreciate that a lot. That's very, very generous. Thank you. Bill Miller. 31. Dominique, what's up? I'm Dominic. You're Dominique, huh? 31 Club. Yeah, dude. I don't know how. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know how to turn that off on my phone. Pits and Pistols. What up, dude? Yeah, anyway, I thought the story was great. I thought the story was great. I'll see if I can't find some other weird ones. Yeah, what do you guys want to hear about next? I can do all sorts of stuff. Honestly, Morbid, that was the creepiest one. That was definitely the creepiest one. The entire time, man, I was puckering. I was like I was like envisioning the environment in my head. I'm like, oh, this is getting scary. I appreciate that, M10567, buddy. Do I got any trucker stories? Yeah, no, it was really good. It was really good. Goblins or leprechauns. What's up, Kinga? Kinga Cuck. Kuyaka. Lizard Man. Lizard Man, he says. Lot lizards. You want a Lizard Man one? I'll see what I can do. I'll see what I can do. Give me 1 second. Let me just reach into my secret source here. I don't know what Nahals are, Kinga. I'm really not sure. I probably couldn't tapping Dance Turtle. I have heard his rendition and he's Samuel. I don't think you can beat Samuel L. Jackson or Morgan Freeman. Pitts, I actually haven't really been on my YouTube channel this past week. I've been so busy, buddy, so I have not really had a chance to see any comments anyone's really been leaving. I'll get notifications sometimes on my phone, but I don't really see. Good night, Sean. Good to see you again, buddy. What? Shapeshifters? Go on, go on. Mesoamerica? That sounds cool. I could try. Wait, what am I trying again? You want me to do it? Well, I realize I have to be careful with what I say because YouTube. If there's too much vulgarity. But I'll make a note of that for the future. All right, let me give me 1 second here, guys. Give me 1 second here. I gotta find real quick. Hold on, guys. I'm pulling some strings here. I don't know if I can make it happen. I'm looking. I don't know if I have any. I don't know if I do. Puppet strings. Oh, hey, it's Joanne. What's up, Jo? I see you in the comments all the time. You've been a watcher for a long time, Joanne. Everybody say hey to Joanne. What's up? She's one of the several people who's been dropping comments for a long time. I always see her faces popping up. Her faces. She has multiple faces. I always see her face popping up. Yeah, there's a lot. So after we talked, you told me. Wait, hold on a second. Any Dogman stories? So after we talked, you told me about unearthing stories. Yes, got a lot of the unearthing stories. Thanks, buddy. I'll be sure to check in those banana comments. Yeah, Skinwalker, dude. There's so many Skinwalker stories, man. I don't know much about it, but somebody Bigfoot and Dogman, though. I don't know much about them, to be honest. If you want to research, don't trust Carlos Castaneda. Castaneda? Am I saying that right? No, you guys can say whatever you want here in the comments. Just I have to be careful what I say on live. A banana string. Funny. Yeah, but Dogman story, they are overdone, but people love Dogman, dude. People love Dogman. I think it's because people love werewolves. Sup, Beamquake. I think that's where it comes from. People want the werewolves. Whispers TV, what's going on? I've definitely seen your face many times. Everybody say hey to Whispers. What's going on? Yeah, sightings have become more frequent as well. Do you have Egypt stories? I don't actually. I do not. I do have personal encounters with the paranormal. I do. I think it just depends. Like there's skinwalker encounter stories that like I've heard that people get attacked by getting out of their car. Um, and like I think I've told you guys last stream too, there are like skinwalkers that I've never heard anybody talk about. So we have like skinwalkers that we know as traditional like native shapeshifters who. So I'm kind of getting a little burpy. You get they like wear they wear the animal skins and they can shapeshift. But then there's like other skinwalkers that can shapeshift and turn into like these reptilian humanoid beings, and they burrow under the sands of the desert, and that's where they live. And I guess there's kind of like a I don't want to say a cult of them, but like a sect of them. And then I guess there's another sect of the skinwalker branch, the one that I did like about a week ago, called night spiders, and they are like they don't wear skins of animals. They like transform into like these abominable creatures that some of the Ute men have described as arachnid like, really really funky looking creatures. But it's these beings, man. It's all these same beings. Well, skinwalkers in the sense that they're shapeshifters. So tap dancing. When I'm saying skinwalkers, I'm using the umbrella, the shape shifting umbrella. Yeah, yeah, there are definitely other shapeshifters for sure. But you think though, if all shapeshifters are using that similar dark magic, then it's all. Who knows? I'm not an expert. I just read about it. What about Mothman? I do have many. I do have any. I can't even speak. Yes, I do have a lot of interest in Mothman. In fact, Dan Vance 7. I just did a story, like a whole episode about Mothman encounters. Well, it's actually like flying creatures, but it's mostly Mothman. You can go check that out on What Lurks Beneath, dude. I just did an episode about it like 3 to 4 days ago. Four of me, there must be more about shapeshifting stuff. There's so many of them around the world. Yeah, yeah. Thanks, Whispers. Appreciate that. They are different, but they're also very similar. They're very similar. You think about it because skinwalkers do shapeshift. But if you look at like what makes a skinwalker, they really are their own thing. They do shapeshift, but they're also a specific thing. That's cool. Yeah, no, there's a ton of the thing is too, guys, people are seeing Mothman and the Jersey Devil both up north, even up by Ohio and Chicago, not just West Virginia and all around the South, primarily all over the eastern and central United States. Yes, skinwalkers are a unique brand of shapeshifter. I wouldn't say you're pedantic. I mean, it is very specific. I would say it would be silly to boil down skinwalkers to just a specific, or excuse me, to just a shapeshifter, because they're more than just that. So maybe you're right, tap dancing. Maybe they should just be kind of classified under the umbrella of shapeshifters. I feel like that would be more appropriate, because under the shapeshifting umbrella, there's many other things. And I was kind of surprised to not really hear other people talk about like the reptilians. Okay, shout out to Dead. You know what? When you have a name like that, bro, I can't even say your name. Jedid 3. Sorry, dude. If you had a normal name, I would. Yeah, they really are. They really are. What I was saying was, nobody. I don't really hear a lot of other people talk about like the reptilian kind of shapeshifters. Like people talk about, like the eye one, like where their eyes twitch and stuff, or you'll hear about like the half reptilian, half human, but hardly if ever do you hear about the ones that are like underneath the desert, like New Mexico and stuff, that live in the caverns. Those are some creepy stories. If you guys want to hear about that, I have some stories. If you go back in my shapeshifter playlist, Skinwalker Shapeshifter, there's some back there from like last year I can't remember what it's called though, but it might be in the name. Dan Vance. I try to go live daily, but it doesn't always happen. This week though, I want to say I'm going to try and shoot for every single day. And then it might be sporadic after that, but definitely I think every single day this week up until next Sunday. So, yeah. Hopefully that answers your question. Yes, sir, Lizard Man. You've never heard reptilian stories? What? Are you kidding me, Pitts? Pitts, what is... Dude. Actually, I just released a reptilian thing. Actually, Pitts, if you go to my playlist, I have probably, 50 reptilian story videos? Dude, I have a lot, man. A lot of stories that go all the way back to, I think, last June was when I started premiering them. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, what? I'm getting offers from YouTube here. All right, let me see playlists. It ain't working. Oh, no, it's right here. Oh, 43. I have 43. Some of them are long, some of them are short, but there's even dinosaur ones, man. People talk about seeing like half dinosaur creatures. Thanks for coming, Dan. Appreciate it, buddy. If I go all the way back, crocodilian beings, demonic lizards. There's lizard men, 3 terrifying accounts of reptilians. Lizard men of Colorado, reptilian teleportation anomaly, white Texas reptilian serpents, screams of the reptilian creatures, Algonquin Park reptilian, the iguana man. Yeah, have you guys heard of the iguana man? The iguana man, that's another one. You have to check that out. It's only a 10-minute long video, but there's some good stories in there. Reign of the pterosaur. People are seeing, dinosaurs. 15-foot giant reptilian creature. Wow. New Mexico reptilians. Navajo lizardmen. That's the video. Navajo lizardmen. The bearded dragon man. Oh, that's cool, Midnight. I don't know if I... Hold on. I don't know any of the stories of the Stick Indians. Minotaur. I think I may have done a Minotaur. I don't know if I've done a Minotaur story. Yeah, tap dancing is right. There's a lot of stories that elders they won't talk to people about, but I've gotten them to tell me stuff. Not me personally, but I've gotten them to share stories. Let's see, living dinosaurs, creatures of the swamp, half man, half crocodile, jungle reptilians, giant serpents, lizard man of the outback, amphibious evil, Alaskan dinosaurs, reptilian illusions, deep in the earth they dwell, native reptilian shapeshifters, chased and hunted in the swamps, out of the bog it came, attacked by the gator man. Guys, there's a lot of good stuff in here. Looking back, I actually kind of forgot how many of these I did. Dogman versus Reptilian, I remember doing that one. Half man, half dinosaur, the Reiko Reptilian man. Yeah, I remember doing some of these. I remember doing some of these for sure. Let me see if I can find some. I actually kept a lot of these stories in my Google Docs, so let me look back and see. I can't promise, but I can see. No way. What? I can pull up okay, this is cool. I'm seeing some stuff here from last summer, which is when I first started doing them. Uh, what's this one? Okay, this would be. Oh, this is the Algonquin one. Yeah, that's cool. I'll read one. What are some of your favorite stories of paranormal nature? That's a really good question, Kinga. Gosh, I don't know. Probably. Hmm. I'd have to say maybe like. I really enjoy shapeshifters. Oops. The rake. Yes, sea creatures, man. I love sea creatures. Sea creatures. I love reptiles too. Yeah, that's why you want to be careful what you talk about. Son of Dogman. Oh wow. Yeah, there's a lot of crazy stories of that. Hi, Reagan. No, I actually got this from a guy on Craigslist a long time ago who's selling it and a bunch of other stuff. Good try though. Good try. Give the lad a clap. Well, Midnight, I didn't know you were native. What are you? Midnight. What tribe are you, buddy? Which, speaking of tribe, I've heard some scary stories from Seminoles too. I hope I'm saying that right. Seminoles. How do you say that? Salish? Salish? Yes, Kyle. It was bad, dude. I needed one bad. I actually got one about 3 weeks ago. It was getting out of control. I see with my hair, I have to wait for it to get long enough because it kind of grows out like a football helmet. So once this kind of starts to like lean down, then I can kind of do a little Salish. That's cool. Yes, yes. I did have a mini afro. Yeah, it was pretty cringy every time I had to see myself on camera. I was not a fan, but I knew I had to bear through it. Before I actually had that, I had shaved my head because my hair was just getting really long. So yeah, luckily we're past the afro. And I'm going full millennial here with my side shave and my soon to be swoop. What? Shut up. No way. You know what's weird, Super Dad, is he actually reached out to me. Who you talking to? Excuse me, on the phone. No. Diggo, guys, okay, so I don't know if you can see this TikTok, but I say hi. You guys can't see each other, but we're on TikTok. See? We're on YouTube Live right now. So if you guys want to get on that, you guys should get in on YouTube. So if you want to go check out my channel, my bio, and yeah, you can join it on the chat. No, I'm not talking on the phone. I'm talking to the chat right now. So I'm on a live stream along with you guys. That's okay. You don't got to do TikTok. I do it for you. But yeah, Swamp Dollar actually reached out to me and he was like, hey man, good job doing this stuff. That was kind of crazy. So hopefully I'll get him to do a big compilation with me. Hopefully. Bear hair? Don't believe everything you hear. They were both. I'm Hedel Yeti. Want me to link the video? Sure, link the video. That would be an awesome compilation. What do you guys think? Do you guys know Swamp Dollars? He's a big scary stories YouTuber. He does some cool stuff. Now, if only I can get Darkness Prevails, that would be the guy to get to. Darkness Prevails, man. I want to hack his channel and just take over one of his episodes, freak all of his fans out. They're like, who is this? No. I think why Prevails and Swamp is they all kind of have that same. I think that's where I kind of started doing mine from. They all kind of have that same narration voice. Too many ads with. So, I don't know how he has his ads set up, but I don't know if you guys know this, but YouTube released their new TOS like maybe a month ago, and they have full leverage to add and take away as many ads in any videos they want without you even having a say or without even having control. Now, you can still have control of like what ads you put in your videos. I'm not saying that like you have no control, but if they want to put a bunch in a video at their discretion at any time, they can do that. I've gotten complaints before about people like, hey man, your video's filled with ads. And I'm like, what? And I'll go back to like check out the ad thing on YouTube and it's like, I'm like, yo, I didn't do that. Yo. They do have really, I love Darkness's voice, man. He has such a good voice. I haven't listened to any of Unit 522 stuff. But see, yeah, they don't talk about cryptids. Yeah. But see, I don't know how long their content is and how many ads they have. Yeah, I did whisper. I did have an alligator man encounter. I have many. See, that's why I don't ask for money, man. I don't ask for money. There's some people who are like, please donate. Please donate. Not me. Pits and Pistols, how long are his videos? You. Sorry. Tired. I'm going to click this link. Is this link safe? Is it going to be like dancing animals or something? Creepy stories submitted by subscribers. Oh, Unit 522. He has a merch store, an official website, his other channel, and follow him. You could even donate to his PayPal, guys. He has it right here in bold. Wow, he's got a really cool merch line. This guy knows how to... What am I doing with my channel? This guy knows how to brand his stuff. What am I doing? Why have I not done this? This man's probably making money. Probably. I have no idea. All right, let's see. Creature encounter stories. Let's see. I've had two paranormal encounters before so far in my life. I think that recounting the first one may have actually caused the second one. Not bad. There's a YouTuber, I can't think of his name. I don't remember his name, but he kind of reminds me of that person. That was real specific. All right, I'm checking out his channel right now. Followed home from the arcade. Yeah, I could see how. See, this is why I kind of started doing my stuff. I'm not a fan of just having plain old scary stories. Like, I know they're big, but everybody does true scary stories. Everybody does stalker stories, paranormal stories. Where's the creatures, bro? Where's the monster? Oh, his video. Oh, I guess they range. Some are 18, some are only 14 minutes. How often does he upload, guys? What? He only uploads every 2 weeks. Really? He would grow probably a lot bigger if he actually did it like every couple days. Okay, I'm sorry, I missed a bunch of comments. Have you guys seen that one commercial that pops up that's always talking about all the stuff that's like, the guy talks about like toxic poop or something like that? You have like 12 pounds of toxicity in your poop or something. Well, thank you, Pitts. I appreciate that. How about Raven Reads? I like Raven Reads. I don't have anything to say bad against any narrator, by the way. I think everybody has their own special gift that they can bring. Unless they're just downright bad at reading like I was when I first started. Like, What Lurks Beneath should have never taken off when I first started off. I was not good. I like literally just read out loud. I don't know what I was thinking. I just want to go back in time and be like, what were you thinking? Do not release this publicly. But it worked out. Yeah, the only thing I have to say bad is to myself years ago. Bedtime stories is different, but great. Cryptids are necessary. But, it works out because you learn and you grow. So, well, yeah, sick. So what is your theory on where cryptids come from? Some believe they're Nephilim. Others believe they're interdimensional. Some people believe that they're alien. Other people believe that they're like just... I don't know, man. I've heard so many stories. The scariest thing in England I heard today is most residents in England. That is pretty scary. I hear everything from, I've heard stories from natives who talk about that, they could see them like, what am I trying to say? They can like, like the Predator, the movie The Predator, they can kind of like cloak They can kind of go in through out of portals, but then I've heard other stories from people like about cryptids where they can be shot and killed. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Thank you, Whispers. I appreciate that. Yes, stroke my ego more. Yes, yes. Me. No, no. I'm just kidding. I thought about doing some more like true stories, paranormal stories, but I don't know. Like, I have the whole thing with like staying in your lane, and I feel like if I started doing like branching off into that stuff too much, I would definitely be standing out of my lane. And I feel like my lane is definitely, you know what I mean? Like it's definitely the creatures, man. So I definitely feel like if I took a huge turn and started doing like just creepy pasta stuff or like I don't know, even when I do paranormal stuff, it doesn't have the same. It doesn't have the same like hold as like creature stuff does. I enjoy paranormal stories and reading them, but it's just not the same. Mortis Media, yes. Mortis Media, man. What if I have a drive, I know to look you up above between me with you. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that, Pitts. Mortis, yes. Is he the one with the accent? Mortis Media. Is that who I'm thinking of? If so, I love his content. I think I started a subreddit a while back, but I was like too lazy to actually like learn how to like do anything with it. So I was like, I think I just left it. For a while, I think I had a website that I was like gonna have people like submit their stories to, but I don't. I feel like I can never like sit on something that I really had like something that I really liked that I can get people to submit their stories to. So um, that's why I'm like, dude, just send it to your email. Or now I have a Discord. If you guys don't know, join my Discord. Here, and if you're not a part of the Discord, you should be because it's fun. And here, I'll drop a link in the dis. Let's see if I can find it. Invite people. Here we go. All right. I'm gonna drop it in chat. So if anybody who's not in the Discord wants to go, you can. I found it. Thanks, Whispers. Fun fact, I've also narrated for cryptocurrency channels or videos, animal content. I've narrated luxury content, like the top 10 most expensive houses, things you wouldn't believe owned by Elon Musk, things like that. I've done lots of other stuff behind the scenes while doing What Lurks Beneath. Fact channels like top 10 things you wouldn't believe were under the sea or something. I don't know. If you need more time, longer stories. See, honestly, Jimmy, it's really hard to get together like 2 to 3 hours worth. You think 2 to 3 hours worth of like new stories is really tough to pull together. I can do it, but just a matter of like, can I do that every day? Not without wanting to die. Not with. I mean, it's an endeavor. It is an endeavor. Honestly, there's some days we're putting together about like 30 minutes to an hour's worth of stuff. It's just like, oh man. But I do it because you guys love it. So. You are a narrator, man. I should do audiobooks. I really should. I know me and Morbid are talking about doing some audiobook stuff, but we'll see how that goes. Well, that's why I keep pushing it. Well, I do. There's for a while I was doing about 3 videos a day that were like 15 minutes, and people were like, "Why is it not 45? I want what happened to your long video?" Some guy literally commented, he's like, "Man, if you keep posting these videos, man," he's like, "your channel's gonna go downhill, bro. You keep this up, man, you're gonna lose all your subscribers." And I was like, dude, I'm like, judging by my analytics, I would have to disagree with you. Nothing. He didn't say nothing. I'm like, sorry, man. You gotta try stuff. Frank Mueller. He was not a happy camper. But you know, the thing is, like, when you do narration stuff, you gotta experiment and see like what kind of content works the best. You know, sometimes I post 45-minute videos and people love it. Other times people are like, I want short videos. Yeah, dude, he was really upset that I kept posting these like short. And I'm like, I thought people would like that. I'm like, yeah, they're 15 minutes long, but you know, each day you get like 3 different topics. As a viewer, I like that, but nope. Some people are like, no, I want an hour-long video of just one topic and make it happen. So I'm like, all right. So I try and swap my stuff up. I got on YouTube for oh yeah, I was looking at Mortis Media. I got distracted. Mortis Media. Hello. Ooh, his intro's scary. It is the English guy. I love this guy. Yeah, Hey, if Mortis, if you're watching, you got really cool stuff. The English horror narrator. He's young too. I think he's like in his early 20s, man. He sounds young. But see, he's got a lot of the same stuff too. Creepy 10 delivery horror stories, 10 true followed me home stories, 10 true Jeep Wood stories, 10 true night shift stories, 10 scary stories in the snow. I could do that kind of stuff, but I don't know. Yeah, no, you can't make the entire world happy. You're right. See ya, Whispers. Thank you, dude. Appreciate you jumping on the live. Peace. Yeah, and it's not to make everybody happy. It's just, honestly, I do it too. So if you guys see me jumping around with like different content links, I'm just trying to experiment and see what does best with YouTube. What'll trying to help my channel grow more and kind of help take YouTube. And it's really finicky. Like last July when I started swapping everything over to like the 3 short videos, like my channel blew up. Like it started really, and then it like slowed down after like 2 months. And so I'm like, all right, so let's try to switch to longer videos. So then I started doing 45-minute videos and just kind of like, you know, it was slow. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know, man. Oh yeah, thanks. Thanks, Bits. I should have new ones coming out tomorrow. New ones coming out tomorrow. I got some interesting ones too coming out this week. Dead Man Talking His Forest of Fear has a series, I think. Yeah. I think too, as a horror narrator, it can be really hard to find content. That's one thing I noticed right off the bat. Is it's like, where do you go to get stuff? You know, you pretty much only have a few different ways you can do it. You can accept user submissions, but if you're not a big channel, good luck getting user submissions. Your second source is Reddit. Reddit is like the go-to, but then again, you know, Reddit can be hard because you got to find the right story, then you got to contact the person. Hopefully they write you back, ladies. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of stuff you got to go through. Or through a lot of trial and error, I found a way to, well, get stories, I should say, get content for what I do without having to deal with all that. I don't have to hire a writer to do it. I don't got to pay anybody. There's some people that have writers that do it for them. I don't got to deal with that. I don't want to deal with Reddit either. So like some of the paranormal and scary stories, I'll do Reddit. There's a subreddit called Let's Read. Those are all completely copyright free stories. They're all read by, I think, Let's Read, but people post there knowing that their content will be read by other creators. So, yes, yes. Interesting. I mean, Pitts, I'll leave it up to you, buddy. I'm not going to press you, but I mean, if that's something you want to share, you're more than welcome to. It's 4 a.m. and you're still tap dancing, Turtle? Wait, what? Sporadic? Oh, you mean I took my little 2 week break? Yeah, yeah. I needed a little 2 week mental destem. I was trying to figure out what I was doing with my life. Wasn't sure if I was going to continue with the trio, but I was. Midnight. I'm not surprised, dude. People on Reddit are vicious. If I can get the balls and stop being a baby. Oh, gotcha. I'd love it, man. Hello, TikTok. Ovaries, not testiculars. Yeah, hopefully no one comes to find me. They'd be very disappointed if they did. That they would. That they would. Oh, shoot. There we go. Hi, Doug Guitarist04. Thanks, Mr. Pink. I'm going to write that down. That's okay. Ugh. Don't worry about it. Just send it anyway. Just send the story in anyway. I'll read it, man. I'll read it. I've not heard about Wendy. Who's Wendy? I'm incapable of growing a beard. When you have all the German and Scottish and Italian like I do, it just happens. It just happens. Good. Glad I can help you, Zoljin. Why have I heard that name before? There's only 10 right now. Super Dad. Only 10. Little Pink Bow, huh? That sounds like a horror story all on its own. We're in southwestern Ohio. I didn't say. By the way, there's an account that my bloodline of interior carrier native Indians got their name from carrying the bones from their dead relatives with them. Interesting. Yeah, there's some crazy stuff out there. Hello. Love the vids. Hello, hello. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'll be releasing more content this week, guys, on TikTok. I know I've been really bad, but Been very busy. Very busy. My son had a birthday party yesterday, and so there was a lot of prep, cleaning up and prepping. And yes, doll, ghost, maybe dogman, or deer eating thingy store would you want? All the above. Tap dancing, everything. Give me everything you got. I'll read it all. Buttfugger. I like your name. I think I like it more than it's got two G's. Pits. Yeah. Hope all is well. Yeah, all is well, buddy. All is well. Yeah. Surprisingly in Oregon, there actually hasn't been that many dogman encounters. I don't know how, but we must have escaped. We must have escaped the grasp. Don't know how. Oops. There we go. Uh-uh. Coral Castle. Wow, that's terrifying. Yikes. What's the scariest thing? Yeah, Oregon is all more about. See, I've done psychedelics before, but I've never seen anything that like wasn't there. Like I've never. So when people are like, "Oh, I was on acid and I saw this," I'm like, you're not just gonna see a Bigfoot randomly. Corvallis, that's cool. That's kind of down closer to Salem. Well, past Salem, but loud abrasive music. Like what? Vicious Muse. If anything vicious, it would probably make them curious. Vicious. Are you talking like maybe like some like Cradle or maybe some like Demi Borgir or a Bath or Abath? Interesting. A 3333. Yep, humans do suck. All right, guys, we've reached 1 a.m. You know what that means? For the next hour, whoops. For the next hour,
It's not serious at all. No, it'll be serious. But, there'll be some laughs involved for sure. Are you talking about the tree with all the shoes on it? So, back a few years ago, my wife and I, and by the way, doing this voice is so much more entertaining. So much more entertaining. What's up, little Wrangler? So, my wife and I were on the way back from Vegas back in 2016, and there was this tree that just has tons of shoes on. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. I don't know where it's at exactly, but I don't know if he just said a tree, and that's what made me think of that one tree on the West Coast. What do you guys think of CERN? What's going on, Little Wrangler? How's it going, dude? We're just hanging out on YouTube live, man. You know what I should do? I should move this so you guys can be a part of the action too. Thanks, dude. Appreciate that.
Oh, we're just having fun, Yannick. We're just having fun. You're right. No shame to be myself. I have no shame. We're just having a good time. I'm sorry, Wrangler. What's going on? Martha, we actually just we ended up reading your thing earlier. What's going on? Ayahuasca. Whoa, 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 whoa. The tap dancing turtle, where? Oh, Missouri. Gotcha. I see. I had to connect the dots with your message. There's a lot of other messages. I'm sorry, Little Wrangler. How do you get out of that? Do you have a way that you usually try and like de-stem or de-stress from it? I know how it is to get stuck in your head, man. I find the best way is to get distracted. Find something you could like channel your emotions or time into, like a podcast or something to take your mind off it, man. Comedy stuff helps. I'm not sure what you're stuck in your head about, but what oh yeah, I see midnight. Gotcha. Yeah, CERN is pretty deep, man. CERN is Sandra, I don't even remember that, dude. That was forever ago. You know how many of those I do? Probably because it falls on people and kills them. That's what I believe is what it is. What's going on? Uh oh, Gavin. No, if the one standard that I think you're referring to is the where it's like coconuts kill more people than, was it sharks? What did I say it was? Yeah, I think it's because they just end up falling off and like bonk people on the head. I mean, think about it. You get hit on the head with like a 15-pound weight, man. That'll take you out. Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah. I have no way to verify that that's 100% true. By the way, I just assume that what the internet is telling me is true. So I'm just relaying information. I mean, fallen coconut seems like a thing, so they're high up there. So if you ever stand under any coconut trees, be sure to watch out, Sandra. No, I don't think they're poisonous. At least I hope not. Maybe like parts of it are. I don't know. They tell you not to stand under coconut trees when you're in the Caribbean. Didn't know that. Fun fact, guys. Jackfruit fall on people too. The Goat Man. The Goat Man. You know, I haven't gotten many Goat Man stories. There's a girl on my well, we did some spooky stories already. Igram. I'll try and get some more. We're just having Hangout chat right now. The girl that I can't remember her name is I don't know, it eludes me at the moment, but she's the one who requested the Goatman stories. Yeah, Norwood's a little too cold for coconuts. Pineapples, yeah, pineapples will kill you. No, I'm not gaming. I'm actually talking to YouTube chat. Louisville, really? Do you have it, Graham? Do you have access to it? You should send it to me, dude. I'd read it. Hot dogs aren't as stiff as bananas. That's very true. The Goat Man sounds to me just like a hybrid or something. Sheep Squatch, yeah. I don't think sharks overall kill a whole bunch of people a year, though, guys. Not really huge. No, I play some games here and there, but I don't really have really a lot of time for games. So no, not too much. Confirming. I just answered your question. Oh, Gavin. Chronic wasting disease is what it was called. Interesting. I mean, are you? Yeah, keep going. When we were kids, we would go out in the country and drive down the road real slow with the headlight. Yeah. Bananas are the stick shift. Whoa. Oh, Ark. I've heard good things about Ark. I've heard really good things about Ark. But honestly, man, I don't got the time. I'd love to, but wow, interesting. And where'd you say that was at, Graham? Oh, Louisville. That's right. You said Louisville. Or it's Louisville, right? Not Louisville, Louisville. Yeah, people talk about stories of the Goat Man, so that's crazy, man. My favorite reptilian stories, probably some like the half dinosaur ones, where they describe them as seeing like dinosaur like reptilian creatures. Yeah, I don't have the Goatman is the one I don't have a lot of, but I'd like to get more of. Louisville, Poplick Road. I'm looking it up right now. Yeah, I mean, I play a little bit of Diablo 2 here and there, but honestly, not enough to warrant myself as actually a game or anything like that. Let me see if I can see what I can do. Louisville Poplick Road Goatman. Numerous urban legends tell of Louisville's Goatman. The Poplick Trestle Bridge. This railroad overpass is said to be home to a murderous goatman whose very legend has... Oh, I have to wait for it to load. Yikes, that's pretty creepy. Creepy? This railroad overpass is said to be the home to a murderous goatman whose very legend has led to a very real death. Like its part animal, part human brethren, has such as the Jersey Devil and Chupacabra, the Poplick monster's origin is real or otherwise unknown, but deaths which have occurred on the bridge is well documented and usually thanks to thrill seekers looking for a beast. The home of the Poplick monster is said to be the Trestle Bridge of the North of the Southern Railroad, which passed over the Brooklyn in Kentucky. Supposedly the monster is the body of the man, lower torso of the goat or sheep. It is also said to have short horns protruding from his forehead. According to different reports, the goatman uses the use of nose or some kind of sign voice to lure people on the train tracks where they are run down by passing locomotives. In other stories, the goatman drops down onto passing cars from within the trestles. Of course, these are all just legends. However, the truth is that a number of people who have been skilled. I don't know. Not that I don't believe the stories, but there definitely could be something here. But from the article, the way the article writes it out, they kind of do a really a cheeky play on it. What the heck? Oh, wait, this is a haunted house thing. That's not what I'm talking about. Creature feature. Is this a movie? No. The scene is picturesque underneath an old but very active railroad trestle in the Fisherville area of Louisville, Kentucky. The Goatman arose as a tale of a local farmer back in the day tortured a herd of goats for Satan and signed a contract with him and forfeited his soul. In the process, he was converted into a terrible creature and was sent to live under the trestle seeking revenge on people. Another popular legend domain shares a circus train was crossing the trestle one day. It derailed one of the cars. There was kind of a circus freak. Whether it was a farmer who made a deal with the devil or the so-called circus freak seeking revenge, there's one thing everybody agrees on when sharing tales about the Goatman is that what he looks like. The legs are muscular and covered with dark hair. Or should I do it in my What Lurks Beneath voice? Whew. The legs are muscular and covered with coarse dark hair. He's got the same dark hair on his parts of his body. His face is alabaster, they say, and he has horns as well. The legends don't just stop at his gruesome features, but also focus on the methods he employs to claim his victims. Narratives claim he also has powers to draw you to your death by either hypnosis or voice mimicry. The Goatman supposedly is a very sly creature, and he does all kinds of things to try and trick you into going into the trestle. He's been known to mimic the voice of children who are calling for help. Very, very spooky. Very spooky. What about sirens? If I encountered a Goatman, I'm not sure. Now here, may I have a reading, please? Hello, Isabel. Yes, they're demigod. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Well, it looks like a lot of people would have died. That's scary. Yes, you can, Isabel. Oh, she's gone. Oh, no, you're still there. Why is it showing that nobody's here? Hello, Isabel. Would you like a story? Would you like a story? All right, guys, I'm going to break up the arguments here. Actually let me rephrase that, the discussion, and you guys can keep talking, but this is a little number back from last year. Back in the late 90s, a lady was said to have committed suicide on a portion of highway that borders a swamp, like crashing into an oncoming car. I don't know if her suicide has anything to do with my sighting, but the fact that the two coincide together makes my skin crawl. In place of her death, or the part of the road that she shot off at and died, is now a memorial. You know, one of those typical sides of the road white crosses adorned with flowers and other memorial-based items. Well, because of my work, I drive this 2-lane highway every day to and from. I've been very fortunate that even in these crazy COVID-19 times, my work has been steady. And actually, my load has been even more so, because others have not been able to do their job. I want to stay anonymous, and keep what I do anonymous. So I'll just keep it at that I help businesses create revenue and bring in more clients. I was coming back in the evening time. Keep in mind, because it's summer, it doesn't get dark out till super late. So, at this point, the sun was starting to go down, but it was still very bright out. I'm coming up the hill, getting ready to turn onto this lady's memorial on the right side of the road. Well, my headlights, which by the way I keep on 24/7, because I feel like practicing good driving is always good. My headlights reflected these two lights to the side of the road, directly to my right. Because the reflection caught my eye, out of reaction, I look over, and I see this lizard-looking thing on 2 legs that's looking right at me and my car. What exactly was this that I was looking at? Was I seeing a real-life alien? Was this somebody in a costume that did not get the memo that it was not Halloween yet? It had a look on its face like, oh crap, I've been spotted. And very quickly, I went from doing 45 miles an hour to a slow 15, mouth agape and all. I didn't expect to see whatever this was. It looked to be maybe 5 to 6 feet tall, hunched over with a very long tail. I thought it was a person in a costume, but it looked to be just like a large lizard man, a real-life one. It was really ugly, and after staring at me for a couple of seconds, as I'm passing, it turns around and jumps right back into the trees. The longer I spent looking at it, the more I came to the conclusion, the more time that this was a real thing. If this was a costume, by any stretch of the means, then it was Hollywood tier makeup and acting. I mean, why would anybody be out here on the side of the highway dressed up like that? I know people do stuff, but it just seemed too far-fetched to me. And this looked too animalistic for it to be a person. I don't want to believe that, of course. I wanted to believe it was actually a person. But I saw what I saw, and, I can't argue with myself. Even the look in its eye had that animal look. So I called up my wife immediately, told her what I saw because her and I tell each other everything, no matter how crazy. I told her I was worried, like I wasn't going to be getting enough sleep, and maybe I would start to have visions. What I saw did not look like a vision. It looked like a real, flesh and blood living being. And it looked very intelligent, like humans do. Stature, stance, the way it even carried itself. It kept me up that night, that's for sure. And even the next few days after. The following evenings, I would drive past that memorial spot and I would keep a lookout for this thing. But I never did see it again, and I have no idea what it was that I saw. I'm not sure how to wrap my mind around it because it's so left field for me. I don't want to say it's a monster, but maybe something that was exposed to radioactivity or something. I don't know. I'm venturing into the realm of comic books, but it looks so out of the realm of normal. I can't even come up with words to put into a picture of what I saw. If I had to chalk it up, it's a human reptile that walked to be just like a man and acted like one. I find the term lizard man to be the best way to describe what I saw. Interesting. Dogmen are tough. Yes, they are. Thanks, Justin. My thoughts on glitches in the Matrix? Interesting. I will say that. I don't know. It's funny that even Elon Musk was like, yeah, we're living in a simulation. Well, he didn't say that, but he's like, the chances are pretty high. I don't know. Elon's a pretty smart guy. I have a lot of respect for Elon. I love the stuff he does. Love the stuff he does. But I feel like I missed something here. What I do find is really interesting is that they're like now out of all the times in the earth. Oh, excuse me. They're talking about the whole like UFO thing. Very strange. Very strange. This is a little off topic, but it kind of goes hand in hand. One thing I thought was, I talked to my wife about this earlier, like man, it's 2021, and you think back to like 1921 when like vehicles, now correct me if I'm wrong on the whole vehicle technology, but I'm pretty sure like we had just done, well, actually, let me look it up. Okay, so the first Model T was 1908. So I'm going to just round up and say we're roughly about 100 years into an actual mechanical vehicle. So it's crazy that we've literally gone from dune and buggy, 100 years later, we've gone from mechanical to now we're almost like fully autonomous electrical cars. You know what I mean? I had a segue to this that was gonna, yeah, and I don't remember what it was. Yep, can't remember what it was. But anyway, I think it's just technology is advancing so quick. It's honestly incredible. I thought about that earlier today. I'm like, man, it's nuts, man. Yeah, no, seriously. I think as science is getting more and more broad, we're trying to find answers to just about everything. And there's a lot more crazy stuff happening too. It always like weirds me out is like what used to be in Antarctica before, like what was there always ice on it? I've heard theories speculate that there used to be like a civilization on Antarctica back before it was like frozen over, but you never know. I don't know. I want to say there's like a mile of ice over Antarctica. I don't know. Just some stuff to think about. But as far as like kind of bring everything back to cryptids, I can't exactly say when people say, oh, well, what about God and what about cryptids and what about that? I don't know. Where do I think Native Americans came from? I don't know. Don't know. Yeah, the last 200 years really, really, really advanced. Justin, you're right. It's very strange. I mean, you think from like, say, like 200 AD to like 1800 AD, like we kind of very slowly, but then the last 200 years we just exploded. Hi, Arcana Blues. Arcana Blue 59. That's a cool name. What's going on? They came from up north. Now, answer. Whoops. Ugh. Okay, hold on, guys. Let me swap the battery out again. I'm still here. Okay, so as I was saying, um, oh, um, yeah, what I think is more interesting about where natives came from is where did all the individual native races come from? Because you think like if you look at Sioux and like Yakima and Warm Springs and Utes and Seminoles, they all have like different varying bone structure. Like they don't look the same. Their bone structure looks different. Their cheekbones look different. Like the way their face is structured, they look different. I find that's very interesting. Not to only mention that they all live in different environments. It's pretty cool. Very interesting. Yeah, it is speculated that. I don't know. Yeah, honestly, I'm not even sure of the history of stuff because I'm like, they're always finding stuff out. Hello from Jamaica. What's up, dude? Shatasha, what's up? How's it going? Jamaica's a beautiful country. I've never been there, but you guys got really good food. You guys got that jerk chicken, man. It's some amazing food. But yeah, as I was saying, they're always finding stuff out. But what I do think is interesting is that if you like look at all these different like cultures and stuff, and different cultures, and they all have a story about a giant flood that happened on the earth. That I find very interesting. and then you have to look at ancient civilization like Mesopotamia and Iran and stuff like that. And yeah, there, like Babylon. So there's stuff going on, guys. There's stuff going on the earth that we don't know about. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the plains of Nazca, but in I want to say it's in South America. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but if you look above from the plain, this is ancient too, by the way. It's like carved into like the mountain. It looks to be like a runway of some sort, and you could see like carved into the mountainside. It's like an arrow directing whatever it would be looking up at the mountain, like to this runway kind of like structure. And this is like old, like this is like thousands of years old. So there's stuff going on. You're very welcome, Shatasha. Very welcome. I'm gonna turn some AC on, guys. It is hot in here. I'm dying, man. I'm dying. Hold on. There we go. Oh, that's not too loud. Yeah, I think it's Peru. I'm not too sure. It's really interesting, though. Really interesting. So it just goes to show you, like there's stuff going on that we'll probably never know. I don't even know, man. I don't even know. Really, really interesting to think back though and look up. I've not heard of the Sea of Spiders. Yeah. Well, 2020 being the year that was, I wouldn't say hindsight of it. It's off topic, but do you have a favorite paranormal type theory? Like, can you give me an example? Here, I'm gonna move this TikTok so you can actually see my face. There we go. And you guys can actually see me. You'd have to be specific on paranormal theory. Do you mean like maybe what they are? If that's what I'm assuming that you're talking about. Well, here's one thing that I find interesting. We know for a fact that our bodies, along with our brains and us existing, is energy. We do know that from a scientific and a spiritual perspective. We know that we give off energy. Energy comes in the form of vibrations, frequencies, mind you, meaning you can control just about everything of our bodies, from everything from your thoughts, your mood, your heartbeat, organ function, all down to a pinpoint frequency on a frequency, everything from like 1 hertz to like 20 kilohertz. Now, when you look at like the audio spectrum of music and like mixing and stuff like that, you do it in frequencies. So our bodies are much the same way. For example, even moods, sad songs, happy songs, there's a certain frequency that they hit in your brain. They just hit a certain frequency that they're able to trigger that emotion, And there's a reason that music has an effect on us that makes us feel certain ways, It's not just about a chord or a progression or the way a song sounds or a key. It's all very frequent. So if you take that, I know scientists have done stuff with gosh, I'm sorry, I'm having a brain fart here. With frequency science and stuff like that, and just try to do it to our body. For a perfect example being, okay, so most music is done at 440. I don't know if you guys have ever heard that. So 440 hertz is the standard that all music and modern music is tuned to. What that means is you would tune all musical instruments, whether it be a synth whether it be in a guitar, anything in modern day music, even music you hear on the radio, everything by default is tuned to 440 standard hertz. Now, if you go down 8 hertz down to 432 and you listen to it feels different. In fact, I encourage you guys, if you're listening, go on YouTube right now and go search up 440 versus 432. And what they'll do is they'll take the song and they'll detune it down by 8 hertz, and you could actually feel a difference. It's not like a massive night or day, but you can. It's just to give you an example of how frequency affects your body, and yeah, it's very interesting. Frequency, and so if you go further, frequency can affect your emotion. It can affect your heartbeat. It can do a lot of things. And so anyway, my original, what I was saying to kind of segue back to my point is that everything around our body, and we know that we're energy, but we're also frequency. We're also energy. We're also frequency based. So what does that have to do with paranormal? To kind of make my point. Well, I'm not exactly sure, but I do know that, when we die, as far as like from a physical perspective, the energy that when we die, the energy has to go somewhere, has to do something. I'm not talking about a spirit. I'm not talking about a ghost. I'm not talking about afterlife. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about in this specific realm of existence that we're in. The energy that your body has to do something. Again, I'm not saying that, oh, you become a spirit, you become a ghost, you do something. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about this specific realm of reality. Like what happens to your energy? Does your energy just stop? Does your energy keep going? Like does it dissipate? If I remember, Isaac Newton had a very famous law that energy can neither be created nor destroyed. I believe it was Isaac Newton. I believe. Might have been someone else. So hopefully it's not just me being stupid. Maybe it's matter. Oh no, it is energy. Is it Isaac? It's the first law of thermodynamics. Who said that? I'm pretty sure it's Isaac, right? Einstein. Okay, well, I was wrong. Yep, it merely changes form. Hi, Kavita. I don't know. I hope you find a job soon. Yes, your well-being can be affected by frequencies around us. Need proof, Justin? Just listen to music, man. Just listen to music. Listen to angry music. Listen to sad music. Listen to happy music. They all affect how you feel. Why do you think in sad movies, like, you get moments where you want to cry? There's something that triggers your psyche, your emotion. And for example, like, this is a great example. Watch, like right now, think of the saddest scene in a movie that you could think of, or that you've ever seen that's like made you cry. And I want you to go back and watch that scene, and then rewatch that scene again, but turn the music off. Just watch it silent. It has a totally different effect. Or maybe put like really creepy horror music underneath it. It doesn't have the same effect. It's totally different. For whatever reason, music has this thing, man, where it reacts to our brain and does stuff, and I don't know what it is. I'm not saying the ghost thing. I'm just saying that, when our bodies die on this earth, the frequency. Yeah, I'm not really sure what happens to it, to our physical bodies. Like what the frequencies happen and stuff. Where they go. I don't know, man. I don't know. You guys are asking me these questions like I have all the answers. I don't, guys. I'm just like you. I'll tell you what. Guys. I'll make you a deal. When I die, I'll let you guys know, okay? If I'm able to tell you, I'll let you know. Yeah, like if you watch horror movies with the audio on, totally different thing. Actually, I bet if you guys watch horror movies with like funny music or happy sounds, totally different thing. Totally different thing. What lurks beneath now? My channel would be renamed to What Lurks Beyond. Yes, people can astral travel. That is a thing. I don't recommend it, but it's a thing. Top 5 of your favorite facts to share. Let's see. I don't know if I have favorite facts, but I'm trying to pull some up for you. Probably the guillotine, that back during the French guillotine revolution, they were decapitating so many people that the guillotine was actually doling, and people were starting to fight over who was first in line, so that way they didn't get their head chopped off, because when it got dull, it wasn't cutting off heads in a single chop. That's a pretty nasty fact. That I guess coconuts kill more people per year than shark attacks do. When whales die, they actually float to the bottom of the ocean to get eaten by everything down underneath. Your brain has actually named itself, and realized that. Your brain is the only organ that's totally aware of itself. You shed about 1,000 pounds of dead skin over the course of your lifetime. And you pee about the entirety of an entire bathtub over the course of a month. There you go. I gave you a bonus fact. How long is forever? We don't know. We can't fathom that. Is that good enough, Kayla? I give you 6 facts, dude. I guess I should have done it in the voice. Disturbing facts that will ruin your life. Hey, yo. What's another fact I can think of? Come on, wingman. Brains are aware of themselves. Kayla, I didn't know this. The whale death thing that I just told you about, there's actually a name for it. It's called the whale fall. Where they die in that shark. That happens to sharks too, by the way. In case you didn't know that, Kayla, is all of you guys. So when a shark dies, it kind of just same thing too. Falls to the bottom of the ocean. Did you know an octopus tentacles basically have their own individual brains? Another fact. There's another fact. Oh, I don't know if it's a fact, but it's a saying. And they say that every time you think about somebody, they were actually talking about you. If brain was aware of itself, then dream state and deep state mind would not be a thing. That's a very, very good point. But I think in the context that your consciousness is aware that you're a brain. We don't know. No, I didn't say sharks die of old age. I just said when a shark dies. Speaking of heart attack, did you know that your heartbeat can be controlled by a frequency? That if somebody were to point a device at your chest and dial in the correct frequency and alter that frequency or disrupt that frequency in some manner, they could stop your heart. Again, guys, because our entire body is tuned into a frequency. Yes, very true. I always thought that was weird, Super Dad. There's even other men, there's even other people from other countries who are like, I don't understand why Americans drink milk. You know, like milk's for babies. Why do you guys drink cow's milk? That's so weird. Yes, conscious 5G. Dude, I got slapped by TikTok for mentioning 5G. They did not like that. So I did this conspiracy video on TikTok, guys, probably about, I don't know, maybe about a month ago, where I just talked about, it was like a little series on conspiracy theories. And I just talked about that there's a conspiracy out there that talks about 5G. And they banned me. Like, they slapped that video. I got a community guideline violation for that. They did not like that. No. TikTok did not like that. They said I was spreading like hateful content or something like that, or it was, I don't remember their terms, but they were like, yeah, no. I tried to appeal it, but they were no. So it's like, well, I guess I won't talk about that. Well, regardless of what 5G is or isn't, TikTok does not want me talking about it. Yes, that is true, Tap Dancing Turtle. Actually, I imagine when the head is decapitated, assuming that it was just like a quick, just whack. You probably wouldn't feel the pain, assuming it was just like a quick hack and not like getting hacked off with a machete or something. Yeah, no, we're jumping all around, man. Censoring is very scary. Yeah, it does make you think. What are you live on Twitch right now, too? Yes, I am, Cons Money. I'm live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Have I tried the clapper? I'm not sure. Is that the clap on, clap off thing? Then yes, I have. At least I think so. Yeah. They don't censor me too much, though. Like, I can talk about a lot of stuff. There's some things, like I won't talk about COVID. I even got to be careful talking about it, because who knows? I could say it on YouTube, but on TikTok, I got to be careful. And then, you know, the whole, the cure for it, supposedly. Or what you know, what everyone's trying to get now. What everyone's trying to get for it. I can't mention that either. I'm seeing videos getting taken down by that left and right, dude. Like, yo, I ain't putting my channel on that. Justin, no, on TikTok, if you mention that or the, I don't want to spell it out. It's like, I see videos and channels getting marked all the time. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm not mentioning it. I don't want to get flagged. Do I play video games? Sometimes. Not a lot, though. I don't got time for it much. But I'm safe to say I've not had it yet. I've not had it. I'll just call it the flu, because if I say that, they may come after me with something else too. Who knows? Yep. What's up, the Blue Wolf chick? I think I've seen your stuff before, Blue Wolf. You look very familiar. I have not, Justin. I have not. I'm gonna wait around. I want to see what happens. I want to wait around, see what happens. I hear a lot. Some people are like, you should. Other people are saying you shouldn't. I'm getting a lot of mixed reaction. You know, my biggest thing is, it's like, it's not that I'm opposed to it. It's just that I want to make sure that in a year or two from now that we're not all dead. You know, that's my thing. That's my thing. And again, I hear both sides. I really do. So I'm just like, well, I don't want to unless I absolutely have to. I've had a lot of family and friends that haven't. They're totally fine. But I've heard some stories of people who got it and like they got really almost died. They got like really sick. And other people are like, yeah, well, it's only like what, 1 of a million or something like that. But yes, Blue. Somebody asked me about the flu, and yeah, the flu. And I was just saying how, like, yeah, I'm holding off. Like I said, I have a bunch of family that has it. I think my main thing about it is I just, you know, can I get to like the year point and make sure that everybody's okay? Like, I just worry about people developing stuff, you know, down the road. People are like, oh, it's been like 3 months, 6 months. Yeah. But hey, you know what? If you do it, more power to you. If you don't do it, more power to you. Where did I get the idea of doing the disturbing facts video? I saw it from a guy who was doing... He did it, actually. And I was like, man, I thought that was a really cool format. And he was... So I use a tool called Vidnami. That's how I make those videos. That has like the red little text pop up. And it shows the video clips. And I just do the voiceover of it. And he did the same thing. I'm like, man, that's a really cool idea. Like, I like the way he did it. And so I tried it, and it blew up. Yep. I just use the internet, man. I look for creepy, disturbing facts. So. So the 1% can pass the jump scare test, guys. That was a video that I redid from another person. They did the same thing too, and I'm like, oh, that'd be a great idea. The whole point was just to get engagement. I knew it probably wouldn't make a lot of people jump, but it worked though, because that caused a lot of people to jump in the comments. Thanks, dude. Thoughts on Giants of the Deep Sea Stories? I don't know about Giants of the Deep Sea Stories. You have a challenge for me. Tell me about it. Yeah, it is sad that it's become so controversial, though. I mean, that's why I'm pretty neutral. I'm pretty neutral. Australia. What disturbed me the most, though? Nick, honestly, the guillotine one, man. The fact that back during the French Revolution that they were cutting off so many people's heads that the blade began to dull and people were fighting each other in line to get their head cut off first because the one fall would not cut off your head. That is the scariest, most disturbing fact that honestly has stuck with me. Out of all hundreds of facts, I did that one, man. That one just it makes my butt pucker. Want to share any cool conspiracy theories, any kind of any topic? Yeah. The Bohemian Grove. The Bohemian Grove is a place in outside, I think it's San Francisco, that is supposedly made up of a club of like some of the most elite members of society that kind of rule over and decide over our stuff. This is a conspiracy theory, by the way. But supposedly they have like a lot of demonic worship and they worship like an owl god and stuff there. And yeah, I did a TikTok video about it a while back. I'm trying to remember all this stuff. Anyway, I don't know if you guys know YouTube and TikTok. There's a guy named Alex Jones. He's pretty infamous on the internet for all sorts of stuff. But anyway, he snuck in there like back years ago and like filmed one of their live things. And they're doing this like burning ritual where they burn, like they talk to like this demon. It's creepy. It's creepy, man. It's creepy. I'd watch it. That's my conspiracy theory for the night that I can think about off the top of my head. What is your thoughts on the cavern in Antarctica Hollow? I don't know. Oh, what is your thoughts on cavern in Antarctica Hollow Earth? I didn't know there's caverns in Antarctica. I thought it was all ice. Stand in a doorway, ball your fist with your arms to your side. Why? Oh, why? I think Pilates is full of it. Extend your arms. The backhand section. Oh. Cremation. Yeah, cremation of care. There you go. See, tap dancing. This guy's on it, man. The cremation of care. I'm so glad you're so smart, tap dancing. You're a smart dude or chick. I'm assuming you're a dude. Do you guys know cows freeze when it's petrified and can't move? I did not know that. Oh. What the not? Oh, I'm female. Well, I guess I should have. Okay, well, chick. You're a smart chick. What the notches got to do with all this? What's up, Athena? What do you think of the rich all of a sudden buying water rights? Wait, what? Water rights? You mean like freshwater rights? I believe the cavern is the size of Manhattan. The doorway thing. Once you step out of the doorway, it's supposed to make you feel like your arms right. I didn't know that. Whoa. I've never heard of that. That's crazy. I'll have to try it. One of the biggest things I've always heard about, if you see people not talking about stuff, but you see people doing stuff, like rich people doing stuff, for example, like buying out fresh water resources, that's pretty unnerving. That means something's about to happen. I mean, you guys look around the world right now, like, and we're like, look at everything about to go on. Like, you had the shutdown last month with the hacking thing. You had Israel and Palestine are literally at the brink of war. You have China threatening nukes. We got some stuff going on right now in the world, guys. I mean, honestly, I don't see us having a very bright future. I know people are like, oh, everything's gonna get back to normal. We have the cure, but guys, like, you got to remember the flu is only one piece of the pie in the entire world right now. And that's just one piece. Even if that piece of the pie was totally resolved, we still have all these other issues at hand. You know, a lot of other stuff going on. For example, like this August here in Oregon, they're talking about it being the driest, the worst drought in 128 years. We're going to have massive fires this year. I'm not looking forward to it. Around where I live and down here or up here in Oregon, they get really bad. Wildfires get really, really bad. And yeah, and if it's going to be the worst one, I suspect a really bad one coming. I don't know if you guys saw last year on the news, but it was really bad. Yeah, no worries, Kayla. Peace, dude. I'll see you in another live. Catch you late. But anyway, to answer your question, if the rich are all of a sudden buying water rights, then there's something to worry about. There is really something to worry about. Um, yes, northeastern Oregon. Yes. Sorry, I had to think there for a second. Yeah, because I live right above Oregon and Washington, um, and our climate is pretty dry. So wildfires just kind of they go out of control, man. You know, it's not only just the ridiculous stuff. Like people are just crappy, man. It seems that it's getting worse. It really does. So I'm like, all right, I need to make as much money as possible, and I need to like get out where I live now. I need to go off grid if I can. But you know, honestly, what? Who am I kidding? Like, what am I going to escape death? We're gonna die all at some point, one way or another. So can't escape death. Two things in life that are certain is taxes and death. Man, you can't escape them. Yeah, the other weird thing was too was the the freeze down in Texas. That was so weird back in March. Legalizing rape? Absolutely not. Okay, well, I blocked you. Yeah, I figured it was a troll. So, you done, boy. I mean that we're all gonna die at some point, one way or another. Yeah, if the fresh water is being bought, I mean that's really concerning. Yeah, the power storm. Yeah, it's crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. I've been doing live stories. Millennium Indian, which is a really cool name, by the way. That's so crazy. Who just woke everybody? Missing one. I don't know who said David Pilates is full of it, but uh, I believe David Pilates. I think he's a pretty smart dude who's done his research. But you know, teach his own, right? Teach his own. Well, now what I do find I do disagree with Pilates on a few things, though. It's weird how he doesn't he acknowledges Bigfoot but doesn't believe in dogmen. I feel like that's a little strange. But you know, he's got his biases too. He's just another person. Yeah, I didn't have power for 2 weeks. Yeah, it's a crazy storm. Crazy storm. The woo woo effect. Yeah, somebody was saying earlier that they think the whole BFRO thing is a joke. To be honest, dude, I just use it as a resource for stories. That's my main thing for it. Because I find the stuff on it that's very interesting. Of course, YouTube has ears. That's why I won't say certain things. Why I won't talk about certain things either. Yeah, well, there's stuff that goes on, man. There's stuff that goes on. Tap Dancing Turtle, he also, think of how much money he makes from those missing 411 series. I mean, it's like probably one of the most popular books of all time in the entire mysterious, dark, unknown, paranormal niche. I mean, he's become a hit. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people talk about Missing 411 and David Paulides. A lot of people talk. Like he's exploded in the past 5 years. Everybody knows who he is now, at least in our realm. I mean, don't get me wrong. His research is very intriguing and very interesting, but you know, he's also not God. I wouldn't put him on a pedestal and take his opinion um, as a be all end all. I kind of take his research as another piece of the puzzle. And I don't blame him. He obviously spent a lot of time researching this stuff. He I get why he goes after people that talk about 411, but at the same point, yeah, I think the whole thing's very interesting. Maybe he does want money to talk about the cases. I don't know. It doesn't let you link at all. It doesn't let you link for whatever reason. Let's see. Anyone observed after 200 things have taken. I don't know what that means. 2,000. Oh. Anyone observed after 2,000 things have taken a turn for the worse. I don't know if it was exactly after the year 2000, but I definitely see where you're going with it. See, that's the thing. People say no, the stairs in the woods was a no sleep thing, and it was a creepy pasta, and we know the person who's written about it. But I've heard other people say like no, like there is stairs in the woods, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. No comment. What? Seriously? 1 million? Wow. Dang. What it could have been, guys, is that one person at one point wrote a scary story about stairs being in the woods, but there at the same time there's also realistic stories of stairs in the woods. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of a mystery. Very creepy though. Very creepy. So Sweetie 5000 over here on TikTok is telling us to go and Google the World Antarctica Cavern. So let's look it up. Oh yeah, if it's by a military base, good luck ever seeing it. Good luck ever seeing it. I'm see if I can find it. Antarctica caverns. Are there caves in Antarctica? NASA found a giant underground cavern in Antarctica about the size of Manhattan. The cavern sits where nearly 14 billion tons of ice used to be, of which melted in the last few years. Whoa. Whoa. Interesting. Wow. Something new you learn every day, kids. Something new. Yeah. See, I didn't know the Denver was the largest one. That's interesting. Well, I gotta go back up here. I get a bunch of ex park ranger stories. Hold on, who's your username? Let me find out. Vicious Muse. Well, supposedly ex park ranger stories. I'm assuming they're not just all a bunch of fanboys writing stuff. Yeah, my question is why are so many people going missing every year? Is it all human trafficking? What is it? Did I don't know? Did the Pope get? Let's see. Let's check it out right now. Pope to Antarctica. Back in 2016. Why did the Pope go to Antarctica? The Pope has never visited Antarctica. I'm looking. I'm not sure. I'm not finding anything on the Pope actually going there. I'm not sure. Yes, you should. Go to kdp.amazon.com. Publish it, Blue Wolf. kdp.amazon.com. I don't know who Lucifer is. Oh, Denver International Airport. Yeah, yeah. You know what I always think is interesting too is the in the woods stories where they'll find people and like they find people literally like ripped in pieces. Like I'm not talking like a bear like eaten. I'm talking like ripped into physical pieces, and it's just like, oh, a bear. And you have these like expert biologists who are like, no, bears don't kill like this. Bears don't eat like this. Like this is not a bear. No, no, it's a bear. It's a bear attack. Very interesting. So it's like when you look at it from a documentation perspective, all you just see is a bunch of, like, oh, bear attack, bear attack, bear attack, bear attack. Okay, nothing to see here. Something's going on. Did you see the satanic ritual for the opening of a railway in Sweden? I did not. My words, the excellent just children. I'm not sure what that is. Photo. Yeah, I don't like the DIA. I think I was there when I was a little kid, but um because I flew into Denver with my mother when I was young. But yeah, I don't remember like anything about the airport. Yeah, I would say the biggest thing that freaks me out about the DIA for sure is the murals and stuff on the wall. Like, it's just out of all the airports, like, yeah, I don't know. They got a lot of creepy stuff, man. Uh-uh. Yep. Denver, man, there's so much conspiracy surrounding the DIA. So much. So much stuff. Everything from reptilians to abduction to satanic rituals to large underground. I mean, I've heard it all. I've heard it all. I don't want to say I've studied, but I've read some of the stuff about it. It's DIA is Denver International Airport. Bermuda Triangle. I think the Bermuda Triangle is actually a spot on the Earth that has to do with magneticism, is my opinion. I could be very wrong. Because if you look, in that triangle, what they know as the Bermuda Triangle, like when pilots fly through it or ships go through it, there's something that happens with the magneticism of the Earth that it like throws off the I don't want to say gosh, what is it? The compasses get thrown off, but there's a name for I can't think of what it's called, but anyway, yeah. I gotta be careful what I say here, guys, even if it is just me speculating. You don't think a channel like mine, talking about what I do, people got eyes? That might sound silly, but I don't want to get slapped, man. I've not. You know, the Mandela effect is so interesting. I don't know. I honestly, yeah, the Oregon Vortex. The Oregon Vortex is just like that. Thank you, Crystal Grady. The Oregon Vortex is very similar to that of the Bermuda Triangle, where it's all magneticism. The Mandela effect. Okay, so for me, people say, no, the Mandela effect is just like in your head. It's like a psyops thing. But, I could have sworn as a kid, I remember seeing Berenstain Bears. There's just things that I'm like, how is this possible? Another big Mandela thing is, you guys may or may not know, but so there's like, obviously like probably like 50 to 100 different Mandela stuff that you guys may or may not know about. Anyway, one of the many is the Ford symbol, like, like the Ford Motors. Well, on the F, it's like a little like, bloop, it's like a little like thing. But if you look at some of the old like actual handcrafted metal logos, it doesn't have that. It's very interesting. Very interesting. And Ford is like, no, our logo's always been this way. But I've seen people post from like, hey, this is my Ford, whatever, from 1981 or 1990. It didn't have the logo on it. It didn't have this kind of logo. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. People say, well, it's our alternate timeline merging. You know, I don't know. I can't give an educated opinion on it because I don't know. Yeah, Kit Kat or Kit Kat. Yep, it's very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, Mandela dying in jail. Yeah. Uh-oh, why'd this go up? Oh, probably because it hit 62. Yeah, Nelson Mandela. Yeah, the Mandela effect. Is it Mandala or Mandela? I think it's Mandala. The Pringle sign. I haven't heard that one. So okay, so you're saying the book on Trump 100 years ago. This is one thing I think. I don't know if you guys have seen this. I always thought this was super weird. Okay, so you had the Simpsons who predicted. They predicted the flu, right? They predicted that, and they also predicted the 9/11. They had a thing on that. Then they predicted Trump's presidency, which, I mean, it wasn't a prediction, but it was an episode about it that I thought was very weird, right? And sure enough, but in the episode, he dies. So I kind of like freaked out when like he actually became president because like I saw my first thought was like, oh my gosh, like, the Simpsons talked about like there's an episode on this happening. I was like, what? And then I remember in the episode he dies. I don't remember how, if he gets killed or what, but I'm like, he's gonna die. But he never did, obviously. So I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I'm not stating this as fact. I'm just saying like everything I'm telling you guys is just an observation. It's just an observation. That's all. I'm not claiming to know anything. I'm not claiming to be. Wasn't there a leak about Project Looking Glass where they can briefly see a little future? I don't know. I'm not sure. He also shunned Greta, and that happened in real life. I don't know what that is. Weird indeed. What episode? D boy, excellent. Go ahead and Google it, man. Just literally get on Google and type in Simpsons predicted Trump, and you'll find all of it. Hey, you said it rains diamonds on Saturn and Jupiter. Yeah, what about it? Go on. Do you want me to like talk about it more? Let's see if I can pull it up for you. It actually doesn't Neptune, Jupiter, Saturn, and Uranus. It's actually pronounced Uranus, guys, not Uranus. Uranus. Let's see. Scientists think that the diamond formation process on Saturn and Jupiter occurs when elemental carbon created by enormous lightning storms on the planet enters the deep atmosphere of the planet where the pressure turns it into a diamond. As the diamonds near the core, they turn into liquid. There you go. Did that answer your question, D-Boy? Excellent. Good question, D-Boy. I'm glad you picked my brain about that. You're a smart dude. Chunks of diamonds may be floating in hydrogen and helium fluid deep in the atmospheres of Saturn and Jupiter. What's more is even at lower depths, the extreme pressure and temperature can melt the precious gem, literally making it rain liquid diamonds. So that's why. Again, good question. It all has to do with that. They were displayed. They, oh, gotcha. Yeah. Well, predicted, right? Midnight Lantern, you better be careful with what you're talking about there, buddy. I want to see you back in my future chats if you know what I'm talking about. pretty soon I'm like, oh, where's Midnight? What happened to him? His channel, he hasn't logged in for a couple weeks. Where'd he go? He disappeared. Start spouting incorrect stuff, dude. Save yourself. No, Lord of the Rings was Run, you fools. Fly, you fools? It's not fly. Why would he say fly? It's Run, you fools. Something happened. I don't know what it is, man. Something happened. They did something. I also remember the Titanic sinking when they found it. I couldn't figure out what people were excited because in my head it just sunk. Thank you for okay. I'm into the fucking. Weird. Well, if their prediction is what's really going to happen, then Trump's going to die. So okay, so fun fact. I'm hold on. I'll check you in a second. TikTok. Remember back in October when he got the flu, right? Remember that? It was gosh, what was it? I was literally again thinking back to that the episode. I'm like, dude, this is it. He's gonna die. I'm like, holy crap! But he didn't. He didn't. I was really surprised. I'm like, man, can you imagine that you have like the biggest election in the entirety of history, then he would die? You know, like, can you imagine that? Like, how crazy that would have been? Nope, didn't happen. Didn't happen. Whoa. Hi. Hi, Matt meeting. Has anyone walked on, though? I don't think so. Personal opinion. I don't know what that means. Oh, walked on the sun? No. Not that I know of. Like, seriously, they can say tomatoes are fruit, but why can't I put them in yogurt? I need real proof. It probably has to do with the bio makeup. Why tomatoes are fruit. All bio makeup. Yeah, reporter told about Clinton on tarmac is how dead at age of 45. I don't know anything about that. It sounds familiar, but I don't know too much about that. Maybe it's buying off a little bit. What if he did? Moon. Biden is brain dead already. Moon, not the sun. Oh, excuse me. What is your thoughts on FBI Unclassified, where there was a claim Tesla was from Venus? I don't know anything about that, bro. So I just watched a TikTok that said the oldest rock on Earth is actually a rock from the sun. I don't know. That's cool though. That was blown off Earth and recovered on the moon by astronauts. I don't know. What is your thoughts? Oh yeah, like Tesla the company. How am I feeling? I'm a little tired, but I'm okay. All right, let's go back to here. Fun fact: hit wrong button. This made me think of something I can't remember what it's called. Did you see what Anonymous just posted today about this year? It's already being picked up by other channels. No, like Anon Anonymous. No, yawn. I'll say this, guys. No, I do not. If we make it to 2022, if we make it to 2022 with everything still the way it is, with nobody dying, I will be surprised. I have a feeling something's coming. That's just like my inner impending doom. I think all of us here can like sense something's coming. Just something is coming on the horizon. Hasn't it's not yet, but something's on the way. What that something is, I don't know. Some sort of like major global catastrophe, something, or a series of, I don't know what it is, series of something, but I feel like things are not, we're leading up to a not good thing. Yep. Yep. And right now, I feel like the best way I can accurately describe what we were in right now is even though that we have all the political, the craziness going on, the race stuff going on, the flu stuff going on, we're still in like this is like the calm before the storm. Like yeah, there's some turmoil, but it's really light. You know, we're also on almost the brink of a civil war. So you have all the things going on, but we haven't hit the storm yet. Like right now, for example, like if this is a hurricane, right now everybody's kind of like, boarding up their house and like the wind is kind of coming. It's kind of like, we're kind of getting a breeze, but we could see the storm out coming off the ocean coming this way. And it ain't hit yet, but we're just kind of getting the breeze coming in. And so we know it's coming. That's kind of my interpretation of how I feel like things are coming. And I'm looking out and I see a storm coming, like a big one, a big hurricane. So, yeah. It's with Good Day from South Africa, man. You should do research court case Parsa. I don't know what that is. I'm surprised too because when we got to 2019, I'm thinking like something's got to happen. Like we're in 2019, something's got to happen, and then 2020 happened. And I'm like, interesting, very interesting. The deep breath before the plunge. Yep. Well, gosh, what's his Microsoft. What's his Bill Gates? Duh, I kind of know why I couldn't think about it. He was talking about how there's going to be a second wave that's going to be 10 times worse, supposedly. So I can't imagine if so many people are souped up. I can't imagine why there would be a wave that's 10 times worse, unless it's like a new strain. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm like with all you guys, man. We all just get to strap in and just watch it all unfold. I will say though that the pipeline that happened last month, that was scary. I remember we were on the way to my mother-in-law's, and we were stopping. And I was getting a coffee, and my wife had the radio on, and they're like on the radio. They're mentioning like, oh yeah, I guess the pipeline got hacked and is down. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, what? So I googled it, and I was like, yeah, the entire eastern United States pipeline is like gone, not gone, but like out, and like everybody's without gas and stuff like that. And I'm just like, that's pretty major. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, what if that comes up here? I'm like, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, is this going to be like it? Is this going to be the start? But it didn't. It didn't. We somehow leveled out. Greenland's already lost. Dude. Dang. Guys, I just got suspended on TikTok. Your live access is suspended until 2:38 on 15/6/21. What was that? I got a 24-hour suspension. Dude. I violated community guidelines. I don't know what I violated, but they don't tell me. They just say content violations. See, you got to be careful what you're talking about, guys. This is live. I don't know. TikTok just kicked me off live right now. Oh, probably. So you got to be careful what you talk about. I'm telling you, man. I just submitted an appeal. Yeah, I tell you, man. That's why I say, guys, there's certain things I want to talk about, and yeah, and I was like, you know what? It's okay. I'll get a little comfortable. Look what happened. Look what happened. Luckily, I'm only banned for 24 hours, so it's not a huge deal. I mean, I'm banned from live for 24 hours. That what that tells me is that somebody was on my live. What it probably was is I probably said something. It probably triggered something, and it probably went to somebody who was like got onto my live, was watching, and then decided to terminate my live. That's scary, man. That is some scary stuff. Wow. I was wondering why my live all of a sudden just went off. I'm like, what on earth? I didn't end it. Dude. Dude, the censorship is real, y'all. Wow. I don't know if maybe I had mentioned something earlier that triggered it, and they were at who knows, who knows. Yeah, that was on TikTok. Yep. Well, see, that's what I say. I didn't even mention the flu. I didn't mention. Yeah. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if I got a letter in the mail or somebody knocked on my door and was like, "You better stop. You better delete your channels, or we're coming after your family." I'd be like, can I just post puppy videos?" They'd be like, "No, you have to delete all of it, everything." But that's the thing. I didn't say that word, super dad. That's why I won't mention the C word or the V word. Who knows? Honestly, who knows? That's on. I'm still flabbergasted that even happened. I submitted an appeal, but I don't think it'll go anywhere. I think they'll be like, nope. And even if they take my appeal, I don't know if that'll unban me for 24 hours. But the thing with TikTok though is they'll slap you for all sorts of like random content violations like that. They'll deem as just it'll say a content violation, but it won't tell you what. Like there was one time where I did a TikTok video where it showed the Queen of England, how like her eyes, she opened her eyes and like it zoomed in, her eyes were like fully black, and apparently like that video got taken down and was like, yeah, this is like hateful content. I'm like, what hateful content? Hateful and encouraging like aggressive violence or something like that. I'm like, what? I appealed it and they're like, nope. So they'll hit me with stuff that I'm like, how is that even what? Makes no sense. Yeah, I'm telling you guys, man, they're probably ghost watching me. I should probably be really careful about what I say on here. For future notifications, I will. I remember what it's called. What's it called? Now it'll be you'll guys be asking me questions, and I'll be like, my lawyer has advised me not to comment. I'll look that up. Let's see. I don't even want to say it, just in case. What? How does it work? Is it a man? Or is it a man? Is it a movie? Oh, I got a response. What do they say? TikTok respond. What do they say? Oh, they didn't. No, they just said thanks for submitting your appeal. I don't have high hopes for that. Yeah, it does. But I may be going too far. I may have said a few words that it automatically triggered a machine that automatically just ended my live stream. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, that's what happens, man. You start sharing stuff, and so that means if I got banned from live, I must have been sharing something, right? I must have been sharing something truthful, which is scary. All right, tap dancing. We'll find another one. Yeah, maybe. I just hope that. Yeah, you're right. That's exactly what I was thinking. At the end, we make it all to 2022. Woo! Oh, alrighty. Let's do. What kind of story do you want to do? Don't want to think, want to sleep. Yeah, we'll do another story to wrap it up. What story do you guys want? What would you guys like to do? It still says I can go live on TikTok. Weird. Sheep Squatch. Chain story? Let's check it. All right, let me see what I can find. Or just read phone book. Larry the Plumber. 555-774-3629. Diego the Carpenter. Let me see what I can do. Not quite Casper. Wow. They hunger. What do they hunger for? I'm not reading that one. I saw the word boner. Automatic disqualification. I automatically know where that story is going. Oh, geez. I'll save this long one for tomorrow. Let's do strange events in my small town. Okay, this one's not bad. And it's true. It's a true scary. Does the Sasquatch not know of robbers? Appalachia has some super awesome folklore. Raincoats. Sheep squatch makes sheep siren bad. Yes, yes. All right, I'll read this last story, guys. We'll wrap it up. Before saying anything else, let me say all the following stuff is true. I'm the same guy who heard women anklets at 4 a.m. Oh, no. I don't know. No, I don't want to do this one. His stories were kind of hard to follow along with. I was not a fan of his other story. I'm looking, guys. Give me a second. That creepy cubicle. Is it really that creepy? Shout out to my squeaky wheel. Okay. I'm trying to, buddy. Okay. I have no idea. This is either going to be a waffle or banana, so hopefully we end tonight on a banana. This is by... Oh, wait. No, I got to have my... verb. This is by far the creepiest and spookiest experience I've ever had. This happened at the school I went to in the Philippines, which was a local Catholic one, but not that kind of strict. Oh, come on. Give me a second, guys. This darn camera, man. The darn camera. Okay, we good. Can you imagine if I just went on Be Right Back and I just stayed that way for like 30 minutes? You guys would be like, what happened? Then all of a sudden my live stream just cuts out. And then like my entire channel is just gone. Just deleted. I'd be like, they got him, bro. They got Lurks. They got him. I knew it. All right. This is by far the creepiest and spookiest experience I've ever had. This happened at the school that I went to in the Philippines, which was also a local Catholic one, but not that kind of strict. To describe where it happened, my classroom that time was at the end of a hallway located at the first floor. Also, it was across our mini library, where our kind of librarian sits behind the door. Beside the library were the bathrooms for girls and boys. The girls' bathroom is bigger, with 3 cubicles inside. The boys' one was just an entire bathroom without a cubicle. It's way back in 2003, and I was in 3rd grade. It happened during those summery times, 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We were having an ongoing class at the time when I excused myself to go to the restroom. I walk across the hallway and reach the girls' bathroom. Just a brief description of how the bathroom looked like. When you enter, a big, dirty, scratchy mirror on the wall will welcome you. Beneath it was a clogged, dirty sink. Beside the sink were the cubicles, 3 of them, all made of soft aluminum material. The lock of the doors were broken. This is an important detail. So, when I entered the bathroom, I was the only one in the area. No other students inside the boys' bathroom or the other cubicles. All of the doors of the cubicle were wide open. I'm the usual scaredy cat girl, so I went inside the first one. Since all the locks were broken, I just held the door while peeing, so if anybody else entered, they'll know I was there. As I was finishing my business, a sudden gush of wind entered the bathroom, but I felt somebody, a presence. Something had entered the bathroom. I waited for that someone to enter one of the cubicles, but nothing happened. I was clueless and did not think for a second it was a ghost. But I heard the faucet in the 3rd cubicle. Then I hear water flowing. I, without thinking too much, peeped below the cubicles. There was nobody. No feet, no anything. Just water flowing. I freaked out too much, so I hurriedly fixed my uniform. And when I was trying to open the door, it wouldn't even budge. Remember, the lock was broken, so just a little touch will help it open. But it was not moving. I was so hysterical that I was now punching the door so much it was having dents. Now I'm screaming, crying, really, really scared. I tried kicking the door, but it just would not move. I screamed more, my throat getting sore, until my teacher, the librarian, hurriedly went to me. They opened the door, mind you, without any force. I was dumbfounded. They asked me what happened, and I told them everything. They just stared at each other and gave me a feigned but worried laugh, helped me get back to class. It was the scariest feeling I've ever felt. I was helpless. I remember stories of other students seeing ghosts and such in the school. Some says that schools were initially rice plains where salvaged bodies were thrown. So, I guess that can explain it all if it's true. 18 years passed, and that memory is still as clear as a glass. I hope that will never happen again to me. I have a few stories left, but nothing beats this one.
Very spooky.
Burmini. They got him. All right, y'all. It's 3 a.m. It's the witching hour. I don't know about you, but I don't want to be on for the witching hour, so I may need to go get some sleep. And hopefully I am around tomorrow, not dead. So I will see you guys tomorrow. I don't know if I'll do a live stream during the day, but I'll definitely try and shoot for one at night. But thanks for joining, guys. And